Are we live? Oh, hello! Valverde Broadcasting. Hello, hello, hello. We're live. I'm just going to turn that down so that you can't hear yourself, whatever. Richard is here with me in my den of inequities. Oh, you can mute it. Do you want me to mute it? I'll mute it. Well, I'll do it. So come here. I'll do it. All right.
As you could probably tell, this has been thrown together quite quickly. But it's experimental. We're together for Christmas. Oh, Christmas. It's not Christmas. It's the perineum betwixt Christmas and New Year, as those of you who've seen the community post will know.
The Yuletide perineum.
The Yuletide perineum.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, welcome. I'm going to open the chat so we see what you're saying. We're kind of quite a while. We're quite distance from the computer sending the...
Is that blue one flickering?
It is on that monitor, but it's not in real life.
Oh,
weird. I'll play this. Oh, that's irritating. Sorry, this is a total shit show. As usual, that's what you've come to expect, isn't it?
I've got us here. Look, I've got us there. Look.
There you go. Is it flickering on there? How peculiar.
It is, yeah.
It's not in real life.
Anyway, it looks like the cops are outside. And that's fine because it's relevant in that this is...
keep it going, mate. Keep it going.
It's not relevant at all. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back. It's lovely to see you. You nailed it. Sorry, we kind of got not the usual mics. That
We're a massive roast as well.
We just ate a big roast dinner. My daughter did a shit in the bath.
His daughter did a shit in the bath.
It's all kicking off. But hey, it's Christmas. What are you going to do about it? Pick it out. Welcome back. Yeah, so we I don't know, when was the last time we haven't done a live stream in quite a while. It was in October, I think, was the last one we did for Halloween.
Yeah, it was Heckraiser 2.
Heckraiser
and
2.
That's not to mention that we haven't been in the same room doing one of these for a really long time.
I'm just trying to think. Did we ever do a live stream? In the same room?
Ivan and I did. I'm just gonna kill this because that's just gonna drive everybody mental. Yeah, it's Ivan and I did when your wife was pushing a tiny person out of her. So we did, but I don't think you ever did. Were you not there when we did the Hard Ticket to Hawaii stream? We were in the room together for Hard Ticket to Hawaii. I swear we did like a bad movie thing and it all went wrong.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was pre-COVID. That was.
But it was a stream, right, rather than a pre-record.
Yes, technically, yes. Sorry.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes,
shit. Well, yeah, but that's going back though.
That's going back.
That's old.
Yeah.
So hello.
Yeah.
Whatever that flickering is, it's not coming from my light.
Oh, that's weird. Is it something flickering? Is it?
I don't see anything.
Strange.
If you're photosensitive, we're sorry we killed you.
Yes, it's just a bit of a lash up here, but we hope you've all had a good Christmas. Do share in the chat stuff you got. What did you get? Let's find out what people got for Christmas. I'm going to have a look. Who says what in here? Let's have a look. We're going to have a sort of 15-minute preamble. And
I just want to give Kieran Fremantle. I'm going to put Kieran out of his misery. It was a chicken roast, Kieran.
Chicken, yes.
We had a chicken roast. It was a delightful. Duncan cooked a fucking delightful roast. John Presents Microwave compared me to the Milk Tray Man. I did recently take a photograph of myself in this outfit and called myself the Milk Tray Cunt to a friend of mine. So there you go.
Fun fact, I did get through a certain number of rounds to play the Milk Tray Man. But they ended up hiring a real life firefighter. Dig.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That seems unfair.
But
our view account's not working, and I can't handle the embarrassment of that saying 0 all the time.
Oh, okay, fine. What does it say? Oh, I see at the top. I see. It's not really 0. We've got 55 in the room, which is wondrous.
55 human beings.
Human beings. Which
human
is not bad.
beings.
James says, Duncan, congrats on the new baby. It's not a new baby. She's 2.5 now, so I don't think I can really do that. But your wife is 28 weeks and expecting your first. Congratulations to you. As I just said, shitting in the bath. Get used to that, and everywhere else.
He just disappeared for ages whilst we were setting up in here, and then come back and dealt the blow that his daughter had made a kind of poo soup.
My wife texted me and said help, and then sent a picture of a poo in a bath.
It's been elaborated upon. No, I didn't know that the true nature of the emergency was the child unsupervised will then attempt to break up their log into smaller pieces.
Well, this is it. Honestly, you can't leave them alone for 5 seconds. I don't know,
The dreadnought that they've created.
Yeah, because it's like I don't get that as well. Like you've just birthed forth this turd into the bath, and the first thing you want to do is jam your fingers into it. But that's toddler logic, I suppose. Whatever.
Someone's never pooed in the bath for a lark.
Yeah.
Mind.
Well, unfortunately, the nursery's closed this week, so
So
we have to deal with it.
Yeah. Has anybody else pooed in the bath recently?
Let us know. Comment below. Let me know. Have you ever pooed in the bath? Comment.
Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe.
we really love hearing from you. We never reply, but we really love it.
So, guys, just what do you want to see next? Because we're just going to ignore that and make what's on our schedule anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've probably already done.
We've got some shark-eyed fucker in an office somewhere doing SEO for us.
Yeah.
He knows what's next.
Yeah. Fuck me. It's all such algorithm tickling nonsense. I hate that. There's been a thing recently I've noticed with a few YouTube channels that I follow. Not Katie Hopkins before you fucking. Yeah. No. That is a private joke.
It's private.
We'll leave it there. That they've changed their name from that. Like they used to have channel names like Valverde Broadcasting.
Oh, because now you have what they call a handle. Because that happened to us. We have a handle now.
Yeah.
It won't change, but yeah, if someone types at Valverde Broadcasting somewhere on YouTube, we'll be alerted to its presence.
But they all changed theirs to their name, which I thought was a bit of a weird. Like I was like, well, that's. I mean, I suppose it makes sense, but you know, if you're known,
we could be Runkin' JC if we
Runkin'
wanted.
JC.
But you playing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's obviously something that's gone on there where it's somehow therefore expedient to do that. But yeah, I don't know.
Wow, sorry, this has just come in sideways. The Wing Kong Exchange with an important address. £5 firstly. Thank you, Wing Kong Exchange. Merry New Year, guys. I finally tried Richard's mini Kiev pizza, but I didn't pre-cook Kievs long enough, so they were kind of melted. We'll persevere and try again. Do be careful, because that turkey, when uncooked, is pink, and it always freaks me out. You got to give it a good half to a minute over half the cooking time.
You've got to nuke it.
And I did have I posted I did a community post about my special pizza.
Yeah,
and it got a really lovely response. You know, so there we are. Lads, back together in person for a commentary / watch party. Yes, Ewan, we are. We absolutely are. Worms T17, lads, just want you to know that I've seen Type You Bleed. Nice one. Oh, thank you very much. We're very proud of it. It's coming to the end of its festival lifespan, so it'll probably end up on the YouTube.
Yeah, wasn't there talk of someone wanted to publish.
Someone approached us to put it on a highly popular YouTube channel and then went quiet.
Oh.
I don't know what that meant. You know,
Yeah.
It's emailed me. They said, "Can I have a screener?" I said, "Of course you have a screener." And I never heard from them again because they think it's rubs.
Okay. Fair enough.
They're wrong to, because it's brilliant. I could easily say it's the best film ever made, and I would know because I wrote and directed it. So I'm definitely right and not biased. And Duncan agrees. Don't say anything.
Remember your contract.
Yeah. As per your non-existent contract.
Yeah, no, I mean it's done well. I think it's done very well in festivals. So it's got a lot of love and
10 or 11 awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a couple of plastic Timpsons trophies in my house. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I now have let that go to my head. I filled one of them with cocaine. And poured all the coked cane into my brain like Michael coked cane. That's how you take cocaine, isn't it? You pour it in a hole in your head. You trepan yourself and just pour the coked cane inside.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, for a hole in your brain. Yeah, I'm sure that's what I saw in the movie Blow.
With Johnny Depp.
With Johnny Depp. Oh, stop putting it in your head, Johnny Depp. It's too much. Blow. That's the film. That's Ted Depp's film, Blow.
Yeah.
Good.
What else?
What else? Who's that? The camera's far too stable for one, but Richard did have a career in porn. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, I've got for some reason closed captions are on my thing. It's saying cocaine. That's what it does. Pour cocaine in yourself or the cocaine. Okay.
Oh, brilliant.
Right.
Thanks, robots.
Yeah.
The robot's translating for us nicely. So we're going to crack on in 6 Earth minutes with
yes. No
Time to James Bond. That's what this one's called, isn't it?
Something like that.
No Time to James Bond.
Yeah, another day.
It's me. Don't James Bond again. Another day.
I don't know what it's because we were just trying to pull things out of our bum today, and we were like, "What are we gonna watch?" And it was almost irrelevant what the film was. And then you said, I think, Tomorrow Never Dies. And, okay, fine.
Yeah, we had just because we knew we were going to do this, but the Christmas of it all has been happening. I've been moving flat, as you might know. Those of you who saw our 2 videos last week, where I transmitted from a kind of empty cube whilst looking stressed. So, you know, once I go... But the good news is, for those of you who saw the Hellraiser stream, when I go back to Brighton, I've got super fast broadband now, so to eliminate those kind of problems, which is good. And Duncan's got super fast broadband here, which should have a similar effect. So that's excellent. I did just see from Andrew the Capets, big supporter, saying that he'd seen Touchy Bleed, but it's scrolled up. I've lost it. Okay.
I was able to see Touchy Bleed. You guys did a really great job, and you got me with a twist at the end. Bravo, boys. I suppose it is a twist, isn't it? I don't. Did you write that as a twist ending? Did you have that in your mind? To be that, or was it just? I guess it is.
It is, but because I did have someone, I had a friend of a friend recently say to me, it comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, it's not. It's quite meticulously set up. That's me being a bit Alan Partridge for a minute. The third act is the last thing I came up with. Okay. Like I was trying to pitch it to Bill, and I was like, "Fuck, I know how it ends now." I'd written everything up to the end of the second act, and I was like, I don't know why this is happening. And then I got this bolt of lightning, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what's happening. Nice. So it's a vagaries. I think we talked about we might do a Patreon stream of the movie for those of you who still haven't seen it, and those of you who are international, we'll stream it perhaps on Patreon and do a Q&A.
Because it was available to watch somewhere, wasn't it?
It was available to watch on Norwich Film Festival.
Uh-huh.
It was available to watch on Wild Indie Sci-Fi, where we won Best Pulp Film. So it's on those 2 services, and it's currently on a festival called Shockfest, which I've found to be the most Byzantine and confusing of all the festivals we were entered into. I don't really quite understand. And it was appeared to be hosted by some kind of ghost that was doing live streams from a black void.
Yes.
With a kind of Baron Samedi makeup.
Right.
It was I found Shockfest very confusing. So if you can work out how Shockfest works, you can fucking watch it. But it will go on Lost Internet quite soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely do we'll definitely do a Patreon stream because we're not sort of getting in anyone's way by doing that. I don't think.
Yeah, it's kind of, and then it'll go on general YouTube fairly shortly. If you're in the Romford area, Garth Marenghi fans, then we were at Romford Horror Film Festival in February, which looks like a really cool festival, which is run by a man who really loves giallo movies, and he's programmed us after a documentary about. Cat bumming and Lucio Fulci. Fulci, you said that in a kind of facetious way, but he did bum. I know it. He has a film called Cat in the Brain. The cat in the brain does not get bummed, though.
Well,
that I'm aware of.
That's where my thesis falls down.
So I beg to differ.
It's all a metaphor, you see.
Subtext. Or whatever. So we streamed Goldeneye. Didn't we?
Oh, we did, yes.
Some time ago.
That was over a year ago, I think, wasn't it?
So, go. Yeah. So we got this one. What's it called again?
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies. This is my period of actually watching Bond. I like this one.
Well, this is my. I think this is my favourite Bond film.
I thought I was thinking it earlier when I was on the train. I was like, this is Duncan's fave, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a big one for me. It's the first one I saw in the cinema, which I think always plays a big role in. If you're a Bond fan, that's usually the one that you gravitate towards, because it's usually. I mean, GoldenEye was a big awakening for me, but I saw it on home verse. And my dad rented it, and I'd wanted to rent RoboCop 2, so I was already predisposed against it, and that's how much it won me over because I was going, "There's no robot smashing like that." Ooh, and I think it had me when James Bond jumped on the conveyor belt and shot all the barrels off the thing, and I was like, "This is cool."
I'll print anything these days. Yeah, I'm Pierce Brosnan. I mean James Bond. Sorry.
And so I saw this in the cinema, and I just think it is for my money. It's the last one where it was just like Bond on a mission. No personal stakes, no going rogue, no fucking...
Do you mean like the last one, including the Craig one?
Yeah, like literally. Like, I haven't seen another one since where it hasn't been some sort of, in his past, something happened with a frog and a donkey. Yeah. And it's kind of...
He's a man with an inherently interesting job, so you should have the confidence just to be... I mean, he's a fucking international sex spy. like that's interesting enough without it being about what happened to his fucking gerbil.
Yeah. I think as well, this was the last one really before the... I think when did Austin Powers come out? 97? So the same year as this. So this was the last Bond film before the irony set in, where people kind of realised all the tropes and the kind of how stupid it all was.
Okay.
And then they lent into it. That was the problem, I think, with The World Is Not Enough, and then especially Die Another Day. They really lent in.
It became very zeitgeisty, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or the zeitgeist became Bondy, is what I should say.
I think the zeitgeist became sort of Bond spoofy. I think that was the thing. It was sort of a real renaissance of the Bond spoof, which had been around before that. So I think this was sort of the last one that kind of took itself seriously. And I know Daniel Craig's ones take themselves very seriously, but in a sort of post-irony kind of, like you can't. It's always got to be super dark and serious, otherwise, And then every time they maybe try and slip one back in where it's like, too close for shaving or whatever, and it's just like that doesn't work. What are you doing?
Right.
Go back and be serious and broody again, and cry or whatever.
I just got Stephen Allen with a super chat, £5. Thank you, Stephen. Question, Richard: did you see the Garth Marenghi book and that Matt Holness is touring? The audiobook is Osthouse levels are brilliant. Ivan went to, so there's a first release of Marenghi tour, sold out in a heartbeat, so I could book it. Ivan went and he got Matt Holness. I have a signed copy of Teratome that says "Good luck with Touchy Bleed" on the front page that Ivan got me. It was a very cute present.
Yeah.
And my brother, for my Christmas, got me re-release tickets for the Marenghi tour in February, so I'm going to go see it. Because it was a small run, and it was like the Junction, and then it sold out in a nanosecond, and then they've rebooked this massive national tour, and it's like now the local boring difference is it was in the Junction, now it's in the Corn Exchange.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's really nice to see Matt Holness get validation, because I think everybody else who was involved in Dark Place, Alice Lowe and Rich Dowaddy and Matt Berry, they're just stratospheric, and Matt Holness kind of didn't, and it's like, you create this amazing thing that's clearly very beloved, and it's so, it's if Alan Partridge was Stephen King, right? Is the whole layout. Okay, so it has that same kind of mood to it and stuff. So yes, is the answer, Steve Allen. Yeah, so I'm going to go see it in Feb. So thank you for asking.
Worms T17 asked about the screening at the Computer Museum. I don't think that's a viable thing anymore, is it?
Owing to what I will call political reasons that nothing to do with us, there's been some kind of change of the guard at the museum. We're not going to be screening there. We are now looking for alternative venue in Cambridge, so we do want to do one in Cambridge. In a way, this has moved things along for us, because having kind of not getting answer from the Computer Museum for a long time, we finally found out why. Nobody shut on the floor or anything. It's nothing crazy.
Or in the bath.
Or in the bath, the Computer Museum bath. So we are going to do a screening in Cambridge, but not there, basically.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Are we going to get ready to play?
Yeah. So we're gonna. Oh gosh, we've passed the mark already, haven't we? Right. I'm gonna get this ready to rock and roll. If it's not gone to sleep, which
if you take your copy of Tomorrow Never Diets and get it ready to go, and Duncan, you're playing it on Apple TV?
I am playing on Apple, yes. Sorry, it went to sleep and is struggling to wake up, I think. Oh, here we go. Right. So if you guys are going to watch along, and why wouldn't you? Sorry, I just blew into the microphone. I find that deeply annoying when people don't take care of their plosives. But I don't have my pop.
No pop shields.
Yeah.
We're going bareback. We're on the sofa. Why did I say that?
It's the prophylactic-free version of whatever. So yes, right. We are teed up at the 0 on Tomorrow Never Dies. So I'm going to count you in from 7, because obviously 007. And then we'll hit play. So if you're ready, get ready. If you're not, fuck up, whatever.
This is on you. I'm looking at the chat.
7, 6, yes, 5. There's no point in living if you can't feel a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. Right, playing.
There we go.
Yeah. I remember that they had the UA logo on it for a while. I don't. Does it still have it? It might have it here. Yeah, there it is. And
the old UA.
Yeah. United Arab Emirates. I didn't know MGM owned the UAE.
The UAE. That's it.
Yeah. So, but this, I think, hands down, the best part of this film is probably the score. Like the Arnold score in this is so studied, and even now when I listen back to it, I pick. Unfortunately, we can't hear it, obviously, but I pick out. There's even bits at the end from You Only Live Twice. There's little motifs woven throughout. He is a genius, and I think Hans Zimmer said when he did No Time to Die, he used a lot of Barry, but he used an awful lot of David Arnold. And when they did that sort of Sounds of James Bond documentary thing, Arnold didn't get enough love, I didn't think.
Interesting. How many of the Bond films did Arnold do?
He did 5.
Okay, so
did this to Quantum of Solace, yeah.
The format of this is going to be a lot of me deferring to you and asking
That's fine,
questions.
because we are going to do Star Trek.
We're Star Trek.
It's going to be even worse. I'm going to be going, what the fuck is that?
Why has he got pointy ears?
Who's that? What does he want?
What's he want? What are his fears and desires?
It doesn't make sense, Richard.
Why is the man Colin Salmon? I love Collins. I knew Colin Salmon was in this.
Yeah, Robinson. He was a sort of... I don't know why they brought him in, because you had Tanner, who I think is in this. He's certainly in GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough. But
yes.
Who Tanner is a character from the books.
Because he's Rory Kinnear in the new ones, right?
In the new ones, yeah. I don't know why... I'm not sure why they brought in Robinson, but he's great. I think Colin Salmon really lends a sort of air of authority to it. And this whole like war room setup, I mean, this is what's so it's weird about Tomorrow Never Dies, because I guess this is MI6, right? But they have this kind of war room with monitors and stuff, and it's sort of like the inverse of what Elliot Carver has, right? It's kind of the screens and the stuff. This is the government version of that. But they don't seem to leave here. But this takes place over several days. But whenever we cut back to MI6, where it's always happening in here.
You never see Judi Dench pissing in a bottle. Seal the war room. No one gets in around.
Takes her head. Howard Hughes.
This is, of course, reuniting Dench and
Palmer.
Palmer from Butterflies. Butterflies?
Till Death Do Us Part, isn't it?
No, it's not Till Death Do Us Part.
What was it called?
Mad lad.
No, it's not called Butterflies. It's called... Hang on. Look it up. Dame Dudi
It's
Stench.
called... No, it's not. Fuck. Someone in the chat knows. The sitcom they're in. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Sorry, I'm going to find it. He says it's got. I always think it's got a name that it doesn't have, but which is not helpful at all.
Till Death Do Us Part's Alf Garnett, in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
but it was
very different sort of kettle of fish.
I want to say something like not Now and Again, but something kind of like that. I thought it was Butterflies, but is Jeffrey Palmer dead?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes. Dead.
It's come back into relevance, but Viz once did a centre page spread called "Who's the Best Jeffrey, Palmer or Dahmer?" and like there'd be a category that was like sitcom appearances, which Jeffrey Palmer would win, but then there would be like body count, which Jeffrey Dahmer would win. It was as time goes by, which is named after the fucking Warner Brothers music. You know what I mean? When I say
yeah, the fundamental things apply.
Yes,
that sounds good.
Palmer and Dahmer.
Who's the best armor?
But
all this, so you'll see a very young Gerard Butler in this.
Jerry Butts?
Gerard Butler. Or is it? No, it says they're sinking it. He goes, 50 degrees by the stern.
What, he doesn't?
He has a line.
The mic type thing.
Yeah, he's just in one of the... He's in the Devonshire that gets sunk.
Bit like Bill Paxton in Commando. In that little tiny bit.
I guess so, yeah. Well, he's
sat behind the monitor somewhere. And
very much, kind of like that. I love the interplay between these two is brilliant as well, because this is like, obviously GoldenEye was post-Soviet Union, but this is too. But I love the way it's like, and it's such a great setup. And this is shot, so all the stuff here is Vic Armstrong. Vic Armstrong did the second unit. This was his first one.
Vic Armstrong, fucking legend.
This is the first time he directed second unit, and it's brilliant. It's such a simple setup, right? You've got a terrorist arms bazaar, as if that makes any sense. I love this. Big fat biff there.
You might say you've done a spliff.
And I just think as well, like, I think Brosnan is perfect in this. I just think it fires on all cylinders. It gets in, gets out, doesn't fuck around. You know what I mean? It's like, and all this stuff is very like go. The setup's clear. You know, it's like there's a nuke on a plane and they've just launched a missile at it, and it's like, right, how else do you get this out of there? Everyone's going to die anyway, so it's kind of like, even though it won't go off, you know, he says, there's enough to make Chernobyl look like picnic. Or he's like, can't you people keep anything locked up? So it's brilliant, you know. It already sets up that kind of, and that's the beauty of having like Jeffrey Palmer, because he's like, it's just this character who's just there to represent this sort of British old guard who just barks at people, and doesn't really have just bomb the baggers or whatever. It's like, that's basically his thing. But I just love it, and it plays with, you know, it allows. I think as well, what's good about it is, it's perfect casting with him and Judi Dench, because they played it. It's like a bickering couple, and you know, she's still very much. Remember, this is only the second film where they had a female M. so you still get that. And she has those lines like he goes, "I don't think you have the balls for this job." And she's like, "The advantage is I don't have to think with them all the time." All that nice bits of sassy. And Judy's
great
bands. This often gets criticised as being one where it's just like run and gun Bond. Like obviously here he's like gunning down a shitload. And I think Pierce Brosnan still has the highest body count of any Bond.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
even though he only did 4
this
films.
is the kind of post-80s one though, isn't it? Where they have to really fucking out. I'm going to get my beer. So they've really got to enjoy my crotch, everybody.
Where is your beer?
It's over here. I finished one. I didn't want to bring 2. It's greedy. It's double fisting. I will be later. All this aero stuff's fucking wonderful. Really
I love it. Yeah, and then like the missile, like the shot of the missile going through all the.
I kind of, like at the time, because I can't remember if I saw this in the cinema. Like, I remember my brother was like a big advocate of this. So we got to watch it whenever it does, and it's kind of I don't know what it is about this because I do like this one. GoldenEye. I'm not gonna. I struggle to call GoldenEye realistic. It's realistic when you're 12 or whatever. Yeah, I don't mean that shitty way.
It took itself seriously, I think.
It took itself seriously. This is a bit more like a kind of Roger Moore swashbuckling kind of... not like clown costume floating gondola, but wacky
I know what you mean.
All the time.
I don't agree. I think this doesn't have... It has levity in the right places, but I think what this one does is it does keep the stakes high. Like, I don't think... I never at any point feel like he could just wink his way out of it.
Not like that. Not like that.
Because I think this and GoldenEye maintain a fairly serious tone. I think it gets to have moments of levity, which I think are really important. It's very difficult, and I think it's why in the Craig films you kind of lose that sense of the levity's there for a reason. It's like even Terminator or Terminator 2 has moments of levity, like strategically placed. Because you need them, you need to breathe, and it's kind of like, and I think this does that really well. And this as well, the sort of the double jeopardy of it all, right? Like he gets out, then the guy in the back wakes up, and it's like, and then he's got to have an aerial fight with his knees and stuff like that, and it's like, but that's what James Bond can do, right? Like it's kind of, it's like, it's just like, and that's why I think Pierce Brosnan was great at it because he did manage to play the whole kind of like, what did I just do, like thing.
Oh yeah, he's got the guy in the back.
Yeah.
Does he eject to see him out? Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, but and it's such a great shot as well. And again, the score, like, it's such a shame we can't hear the score, but it just works so well with all this stuff. Like,
I think we watched this with you and Brad once, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you two losing your fucking minds. It's great.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, it's a classic fucking...
It's either this or Moonraker we get out, and or Living Daylights. For some reason, we just both love... Look, that's such a great shot as well. The trolley drops down, and then the missiles go...
great. All the effect stuff, and this is top notch, isn't it?
Love that as well. Like, doosh. And then, he disappears, and it's like the music does this great thing, because this is a Bond moment, right? So it's like, where's he gone? Guy's looking around for him.
Too late.
And then just, and then that. It's just that shot of him coming up underneath, being strangled. It's like, what? It's like that's something that only a Bond film could do. I think. I mean, sure, you can do it with other characters, like, but you have to send it up. So it's like True Lies could do that, but it was winking at this.
Right.
This is, I think, the only thing that's so stupid. Like, that wouldn't happen. But like,
that's what I mean, because this has a kind of cartoonishness to it.
Well, that
and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah,
an utterly good way. Like,
it knows when to take itself seriously. Though. It's like like the car chase in the is Brent Cross, but was supposed to be in Hamburg. But and he's in the. That's just another nice little thing where it's like, it works off the remote control, so it's like he just jumps in the back seat and drives it.
That's cool.
And that just adds
like
seat, I love that. And he's getting flung around everywhere.
It's a kind of shit like as well. There's kind of quite prescient all the remote control car and shit.
Well, that you can now do that with BMWs, technically not to that at speed, but you can park them using your phone or the key, but then it's like, just park it and get out. Stop being a bad. There's an X-ray here in this. There's an X-ray shot of my watch. Yeah, there you go. That's what I've got it here. Actually, as it happens.
Yeah, great score, says Wing Kong Exchange.
That's that watch.
Oh, am I supposed to do it?
No.
Oh. I've got James Bond's watch, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
It's got quite a lot of heft. I'm not used to handling posh watches. Got a lot of heft. I feel I've gone all fucking like the milk tray cunt on QVC. Just going like, it's a lovely piece.
Close up on that.
What have I got here?
That's the Omega Seamaster 300.
Yeah, Omega. I'll put it against my black jumper for there you go.
For contrast.
Have a look at that. It's the Omega Seamaster 300. Is that the one from this film?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So there you go. I've got the No Time to Die
Heavy.
one as well. Yeah.
Knitted.
Knottled.
The one from Knottled.
This isn't your granny's.
It's not your granny's Knottled. Oh yeah, these kind of lawnmower man ladies.
Well, yeah, they don't quite hold up.
I think we did try to run before we could walk with CGI, but then it's the reason we have good CGI now is because you had to do stuff like this first.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's all, and this is all abstract stuff anyway. It's not like you're supposed to take it. There's women made of circuits.
The bodies are circuit ladies.
Yeah.
Come on, have sex with him, it'll cut your willy. What also I like is that someone went, why don't we have James Bond kill Rupert Murdoch? And it's just like, yeah, all right.
Well,
I'm down for that.
Because I think this was going to be a sort of... So there was the third Dalton film was going to be about the Hong Kong handover, I think. Or there was... It was going to be set there or something. And then this... Because obviously this was around the same time as Rush Hour, which obviously takes place against that backdrop.
Yes, of course.
And I think this was going to have tones of that in it, but I think they shied away from it in the end because it was like, we can't have James Bond. What is he going to do? Like, get it back? It's like...
that would be like.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, James Bond's ended communism. And
next week, Argentina. It's like, you can't...
Hong Kong's been turned into a giant Woolworths, which will never go bankrupt.
So, yeah, it's... obviously, the China is in this. Like, China is part of the kind of... But it's that they're being played by Elliot Carr.
Because they collaborate, right? Because that's why Michelle Yeoh is with Bond. And
Because there's a corrupt general, perish the thought, from China. Who's
Roger Spotswood, the director of Stop or My Mum Will Shoot and The Sixth Day.
Yes.
And other things. I really like The Sixth Day. That's not me being snippy.
No, I like that as a sort of high concept. I think that would have been, yeah. But
I'd like to see Paul Verhoeven's The Sixth Day as well.
My only thing, so Roger Spotswood obviously made my favourite Bond film, so I can't really, all praise to the man. Brad worked with him on something which he got fired on, Roger, not Brad, and which was a really sad story. But and I'll say no more. But so he got to meet him, and he said he was a really lovely guy and everything. But yeah, I do get the feeling with this film, like, a lot of it's second unit,
old Vic,
yeah, man, like he knows how to do action. We've got Annalise sent us
Annalise.
$10.
Thank you
very much. Greetings from New York, Michael and I. Sorry we're late, but excited for one of my top 3 pre-Craig Bonds.
There you go.
Three non-blondes.
I
hope you both had a wonderful Christmas
that's where it ends.
I was trying to think of what song. What song did they do?
Who?
The 3 non-blondes. There's a band.
Yeah, I know 3 non-blondes, but I couldn't tell you that. I'm unaware of their catalogue.
Yeah.
Hi, Annalise. Hey, Michael. $10 dues, says Steve Allen. Scrotum.
In vagina.
Good eye. I'm James Bond. I'm fat with a beard now.
And I like computers and shit.
I've got a Commodore 64.
I discovered porn and winking.
Winking.
Now I don't have to leave my dunny.
I look like Pierce Brosnan till I winked myself old on me dunny.
Be yanking myself off around the clock.
I can't have sex with pretty girls.
No, kind of proper sex with girls.
With girls.
Stamper
is in. Have you seen Downfall, the film about the last days of Hitler?
No, I've heard about it.
Yeah, he's in that.
Gotz Otto, I think, is the actor's name, which is
his name,
which is German as fuck.
Quite a name.
Gotz Otto.
He's great. He's great. He's one of the most. Herr Stamper's one of the most memorable things. He's a great henchman. I really love Jonathan Pryce in basically anything. I think Jonathan Pryce.
I do. He gets a lot of shit for this because it dances on that knife edge of being sort of hammy. I just sort of think he's a megalomaniac, and it was.
Yeah, come on. This is what I mean about the kind of cartoonishness. I think it's all tonally fine.
It was Anthony Hopkins as well for 2 days.
So he did actually shoot something.
Yeah, he shot for 2 days and then fucked it off.
Is this just one of these things? Like every James Bond film since probably GoldenEye, someone goes, well, actually, they offered Sean Connery to main event.
Yeah.
Is this one of that? Is that just a bullshit thing that people say about this?
It's supposedly something that happened with Skyfall because originally
I can see it's going to be Kincaid, right?
Kind of, but I think the original premise of Skyfall was that Skyfall was a sort of retirement home for old agents. And I think the point was going to be that sort of Sean Connery was in there as like a retired agent, but then it's like, and who was it? Oh no, it was Lee Tamahori, I think, who sort of initiated.
Lee Tamahori was behind that.
Die Another Day. Yeah, he was like, oh, it's a code name. It's like it is. It really isn't though. If you just spend 5 fucking minutes. And that tells us an awful lot about Die Another Day, doesn't it? But it's like spend 5 minutes thinking about it. It doesn't make any cocking sense.
It's a bit sort of like saying, like, imagine if Jim Davis was like, oh no, Garfield's a code name.
Yeah,
it's been like 6. That's why I used to draw him differently. It's been like 6 different cats. It's like, what are you talking about?
I know. Well, and it's like the people who say that, it goes Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, all the others, then Skyfall. It's like, all right, explain how he only meets Moneypenny in Skyfall then. Explain any of it.
It's like,
because you spent 5 minutes Googling it and went, some wanker thinks that. I think it's
surprised me on a number of levels. I've got more sympathy with this first group of people who were absolutely convinced, even having seen it, that Batman Begins was a prequel to Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, I had friends who did that.
But people who carried that on for some years afterwards.
It all doesn't add up. Everyone knows Joker killed his parents.
It's like,
as The Dark Knight Rises comes out, it's like, mate, when's he going to meet the Joker? It's like,
I died and then he come back to meet Tim Burton's Batman.
It's just like, dude, how it's not hard. That was at the time a really hard thing for general audiences to grasp, I think.
Yeah.
Like the idea.
That's Gerard Butler. He's going to turn around in a minute. Hang on. There he is. Look how young he is.
90s hair.
I know. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
So you saw a super chat, didn't you? And
I've got a couple here. Yeah, sorry, and I don't want to lose them, so I've left them stuck.
Of course.
Zambon's Film Emporium.
Omar
says high run cancy.
He portmanteaued us.
He did. You're making me split with laughter. But by the way, it's Robert Maxwell, not Murdoch. M says at the end something about Carver falling off a boat. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
I think he's a sort of amalgam.
I think it's bastard media moguls.
Yes, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, well, they reference because he says he died on his yacht. Duncan, Richard, in the same physical space. It says Sean Northridge. Sorry, I don't buy it.
Space.
Quick poke the other.
Oh, did it? I did it before you read it.
Yeah. Prove it's not a deep fake. There you go. We haven't got the money for deep fakes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like Moon. We're going to stop playing ping pong in a minute to prove that we're real.
Did I miss any others? Who's that? Oh, that's Annalise. You're still there because you $10 a day.
$10 a day's what?
But yeah. So anyway.
Anyway.
The Bond and shit. So this is. I mean, again, this sort of what I like about this as well, because the Roger Moore ones used to do this. You get all the setup first before you saw James Bond, right? The first few, it was always like you saw a lot of the bad guy and the stuff, and then James Bond would turn up. And then that doesn't quite happen, but you do get this big bit after the credits where it's like you don't see James Bond for ages. You just meet the villain. And
generally speaking, do most of the Bond films have a cold open? Cause
they all do. Well, they all have the pre-title sequence.
They always do.
Yeah. But Dr. No didn't, I don't think, but every other one has. I mean, Casino Royale kind of messed with it because it was just that black and white opening. There's a scene basically, and then
I've seen that when he makes the man eat a toilet.
That's the one.
Yeah,
in a cricket.
He did all of
it. Yeah,
that's one of my favourite Valverde things that ever happened.
Every last shot.
Oh yeah, this is dark as fuck.
Yeah, he just guns them all down.
Because there's this is something that's occurred, hasn't it, in real life a number of times where people have come out and executed stranded sailors in war.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked up. I think it's one of the atrocities that occur, one of many atrocities from WW2. And it's wild. Isn't there kind of a bit of a grisly dead body bit here in the
I think one of them do Jaws. It just comes out of the I don't know if it's here. It might be afterwards, but this is them stealing a nuclear warhead.
Bastards.
Those bastards.
Mr. Stamper, that hair Stamper, looked like he's in one of those VHS board games there.
Yeah. This is Ricky Jay, isn't it? So Ricky Jay isn't someone we really know about in this country, but he was a magician from that America. And they cast him in this, and he was a magician. He used to throw cards. So there's deleted scenes from this where he's throwing cards at things.
Okay, so the thing they hired him for doesn't necessarily
isn't in the film,
in the movie.
No, but there's a bit later on when Bond and Wei Lin escape, and I think he throws cards at them. It's just like it's such a who throws a card? Honestly,
what kind of idiot throws a card?
It really hurt.
I like. I can't remember it because you'll know, but like when his character, I think it's Carver, is kind of like because I think Bond's got him hostage. He's like, you've done everything, and he's like, yeah, I've done it all. And he goes like, all right, and just like shoot him.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never had the concept of that being a child, but I watched this movie. I was like, oh yeah, because why wouldn't you're evil? Why wouldn't you just fucking? And also it put me in the perspective of that guy. I was like, if my boss ever asked me if I finished something important, I'm never saying yes. Particularly if I'm being held hostage by a spy.
Don't give up your leverage, mate.
Oh yeah, I've done it all, mate. In a lot of ways, you could say I'm disposable. Not literally, of course.
I know you'd never kill me.
That would be mad.
Who else is going to throw your card?
Have you thrown all the cards? I have.
Even the Joker ones, yeah.
Especially those.
Yes.
What about Mr. Bun the Baker? Yes.
What are we doing, Cluedo now? I'll kill him.
I never got Cluedo anyway. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, God. Have a little quick look through the old chatteroo here.
I can't imagine this Anthony Hopkins going like, "This is our moment."
Yeah, but then I have seen Anthony Hopkins in a Transformers film saying "dude" to Mark Wahlberg, so nothing means anything anymore.
I love this as well because this technically has the DB5 in it, but you only see it in like a couple of shots, like here, with it parked like on the lawn, basically at Oxford University.
Oh wait,
because
I forgot which film this is in. I've always fancied licking your fanny. Anyway, I gotta go now.
Oh, James, you're speaking such code language. I never know what you mean. Single entendre.
You might say I licked her bumhole.
Cut. Do I need to say that? I mean,
Who wrote this?
Yeah.
This is really, maybe you shouldn't be rimming here.
Okay. I walked backwards into that one, didn't I?
Sorry, I wasn't setting that up. That was my brilliant Swiftian wit that got us there.
Kieran Fremantle says Roger Spottiswoode did Street Cat Named Bob. I didn't know that. Bob took a swipe at his director. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I worked with a guy who was in that.
Well, you worked with Moneypenny recently, didn't you?
I worked with Samantha Barnes. Yes.
On Hounded.
Hounded, yeah, she was very sweet.
This is the year 2020.
There she is.
Yeah, there you go. This is the year Duncan and I both had a movie at Fright Fest. Neither of which was the one we made.
Well, we did make them, but yes.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, that's true. We were like, I went on the Friday.
I went on Saturday.
No, you went. Didn't you go on the Sunday, and then on the Saturday we met at Brad's. So we just went.
Oh yeah, shits in the night.
Here he is. In the Brad's. I don't know. It doesn't hang together.
The Doobie Brothers.
The Doobie Brother. That's what he was listening to in the DB5.
He loves
Ken Bruce.
Radio 2. Bond listening to Radio 2.
ELO. Mr. Blue Sky.
My mum had fucking Radio 2 the other day, and I just kept thinking of you doing Ken Bruce's voice.
That was Super Tramp. It's always that. It's always this eclectic Super Tramp.
It's like some kind of radio purgatory governed by poor old Ken Bruce.
I mean, I don't think. Occasionally, it's like whatever, like Billie Eilish or whatever, and it's kind of like, really though. Come on.
What kind of boomers are you trying to pull in with Billie Eilish?
I really like that. I went for a pee.
I got a large prostate.
Believe me, like a cantaloupe. If you're from America.
Anyway, the Doobie Brothers.
Anyway, for what a fool believe. It's a pup master. If you're from America and you don't understand, it's like he does this thing where it's like people ring in and do the competition to answer a bunch of fairly deep cut questions. That's the word I was looking for. Music related questions. And it's always that's Julian Fellers.
It is Julian Fellows,
who righted that program. What is about abbeys and shit.
Downton Abbey.
Downtown, it's an abbey.
He wrote it Gosforth Park. He wrote
Yes, his thesis on the world
Downton Abbey
is basically upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, pretty
with
much.
a new lick of paint.
What if everyone was a posh butler or something?
Whatever.
I'm Julian Fellows. What if everyone was a posh butler or something?
So that's they just went past the thingy exchange, right?
Yeah, that's at Bank.
Yeah.
Bank of England.
But then that's the old financial centre, and then because it's all moved out to Canary Wharf, really, isn't it? But
it's 3 banks there.
Two banks there. There's North Bank, and I think if you go to the Tuesday, there's Cockney Bank. Or whatever.
When I go there, there's the Wank Bank. I take it with me everywhere.
I love this. This is a twist on the briefing scene, right? So it's like they're not in MI6, they're in a car, and they're just shooting off because it's again heightened sort of everything's on the move, everything's happening on the move. It sort of has that sort of Terminator energy.
It's got a real momentum, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like you don't sit still for long.
No, and that's why I think the moments when you do, like when it's like when they, this happens in every Bond film where there's fucking diving involved. When someone has to dive, everything goes, and all the oxygen gets sucked out of the room. But that happens in this a bit where there's sort of scenes underwater and stuff, and you go like, all right, we got. But we got a super chat.
Super chat.
Oh, why is that doing that? The Wing Kong Exchange, cheeky 2-for-1, saw the procedure. Cheers for that, Rich. I love that you got all the blame for that. Also, have you guys seen Brawl in Cell Block 99 from Bone Tomahawk Guy? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I actually preferred that. Well, did I? No.
I didn't. I liked Cell Block 99, but I felt it was kind of aimless compared to Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
It kind of ambles to its inevitable conclusion, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, true.
I didn't hate it, but my friend Tom, he first put me onto Bone Tomahawk, and then Cell Block 99, and it's a term it's a really powerful term that I've adopted since. And he just said that he described Cell Block 99 as, quote, upsetting. That's one word. I was like, fucking Jesus. Okay.
I mean, fair, yeah, it is. Really.
It's like one of the villains is an evil abortionist. What the fuck? So weird.
I thought that, yeah, I like Bone Tomahawk's one of those. It was great, but I just can't watch it. I can't bring myself to watch it again.
Oh, just because it's unpleasant.
It's deeply unpleasant.
Upsetting.
Yes, one might say.
Yeah,
I love this. This back and forth between him and Q here is brilliant.
Desmond Llewellyn is good.
Great. It's just like it's the insurance waiver for your beautiful new car. It's just like, will you need collision coverage? Yes. Fire.
These two had amazing chemistry.
I think so. Yeah.
Best chemistry. I really like his send off in.
Wasn't enough. I think as well. Like, I just think he was able to lean much more into the crotchety old grandpa and the recalcitrant young'un who just wants to piss him off all the time. And they have that really nice understanding, I think, between them. It's just but the sort of back and
forth.
There's
mutual respect to it.
Yeah.
He kind of fucking ruins Q's life, but Q knows that he gets the job done. And
it's like, shall we?
That's my lunch.
That's a cut scene as well, because you see the crate that's open behind them has if you see
because that guy throws loads of cards at it.
No. There's a jaguar in it. They see in the back there's a cat, big cat, and it was the gag was jaguar, like wrong assignment or whatever, and it was just like ha ha ha, because now he drives a BMW, right?
Fucking hell,
I know.
It's a bit of a
shit.
It's like a bit of a dig as well.
Yeah. Which I think they probably thought we might get sued, so let's not do it.
How many people did you pay to film that as well? Just so you can dig at a brand.
Yeah. Well, then Jaguar ended up in Die Another Day, didn't it? Because Ford bought Aston Martin. Anyway, never mind. Who cares?
So this is it. But this is like, yeah, look at that. I mean, this is just sort of what we have now. We're not driving our cars with our phones, but you to a degree you can.
Yeah, you can.
But like, this is quite sort of ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Because that's how you control a drone. Most like DJI drones and stuff, you put your phone in the handset and
right. Yes, of course.
The consumer ones anyway.
Yeah.
Is the phone a plug? Because Bond just takes over, just is amazing.
Let's see. I'll just pull this out of my arsehole. One second.
Yeah. I've done this before, probably. I don't know.
Whatever.
Killer baggage handler. License to kill, yeah.
Have it.
I can do what I like because I'm crazy. I'm James Bond.
But again, that's sort of the point, isn't it?
Yeah, he's James Bond. I have no need to suspend my disbelief, particularly like Brosnan Bond, who's kind
that's
of
it, isn't it?
superhero-ish.
Well, kind of, but I just think he just gets it so perfect between the kind of, you can still buy, like when there's dark moments or deep moments or whatever, you can, yes, it is. You can still buy it though. I think he straddled the line brilliantly. I don't think,
Yeah, no, I take it, because I think this is GoldenEye is probably the most serious of the four. And that's in quotes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like fucking Ken Loach's Bond, which is the one joke I apparently have. But it's kind of got those more serious moments and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this has, all that stuff, all the stuff that happens with Paris Carver.
And there's some real emotional shit in there,
and even Dr. Kaufman, right? Who's this sort of crazy, wacky, like. It's so over the top. It becomes believable because it's so over the top. This is one of the best James Bond shots as well. Like with the camera, it's like it's used in so many promo stuff. Like, it's just Bond. It's just a bit better than that. Sorry, Stephen Allen sent us £5 and says, question to you both, who do you think would make the better Bond film, Brad Watson or Mark Price, or is that too evil? I'm not answering it.
Well, I don't think
Mark would be that bothered.
Mark doesn't want it as much as Brad.
No.
So Brad, yeah, it's not what...
I think only because not because one filmmaker's better than another, but I think you're right. I think Brad, having had chats with Brad, I know...
Brad is super, super into Bond. Like fucking says Mark, but I think Brad wants to make a Bond film.
Yeah. He hasn't said he would cast me in it. So, let's preserve that a little bit.
Hasn't signed anything.
Yeah.
I've been to the town where Pierce Brosnan grew up.
Navan.
Bless you. I'm the one who paid to. I didn't go there on the basis that it was. I went to see New Grange. I was in Dublin with my ex-girlfriend.
I thought you came from Navan.
No. Sorry, New Grange is like Stonehenge. And then part of the bus tour was to go to Navan.
Oh, right. Okay.
I guess I went to Navan and sat in a nice coffee shop.
Okay.
It's a real non-story, but they were like, "This is where Pierce Brosnan's from," and I went, "Yeah, I didn't. But I thought it.
Get out. Okay. He did an interview, like sort of, in fucking Instagram or whatever tells you to watch things. He did an interview with some interviewer who was from Navan. And recently, I think for Black Adam, and he was like, "You'll never guess where I'm from." He's like, "Where are you from?"
I saw that.
He's
yeah,
like, "I'm from fucking Navan." And he was just like,
"Oh, it's great because bless him, he clicks straight back into his Irish accent, and
it's like top of Dimern, and
it's really sweet.
No, it was.
It's really sweet.
He lit up, man. It was really nice.
He's like, "Oh, you're a Navan boy or something." It's lovely.
Do you know the handshake with the penises? And
traditionally, we entangle our penises.
We dick dock. What? No.
We duck.
Anyway, Zachary Antle sends US $5. Thank you, mate. I never got the criticism for Terry's acting / character. I think she's great in the role, and I think the idea for Paris's character is really interesting. I agree. I don't think she's
they've got
bad.
past history, haven't they?
She got a load of shit for this, and I'm like, she's brilliant. Like, what's wrong with it? They had some sort of, apparently there was this sort of behind the scenes argy-bargy between Brosnan and her, but I think it was just because she turned up late one day and he had a go at her for being late.
Don't be late,
Don't be late, bitch.
Maybe we should be on time here.
And Navan would kill you for
I'll kill you!
I'll kill you!
Wilford Brimley as James Bond. Dead Wilford Brimley will return as dead James Bond.
Diabetes another day.
Diabetes another day. Tomorrow never diabetes.
No time to diabetes.
Just let out a cavalcade of
I
farts.
heard that. I thought it was the sofa creaking.
I was laughing too much. He gave me a roast dinner, then his wife gave me a Bailey's chocolate tart.
It was because the history behind it was it was talked about initially, I think, as being it was going to be Pam Bouvier, I think. So the point was, it was Carrie Lowell from License to Kill was her character returning, and that was the point. And it was supposed to be like, because he's American, I think they kept that or something. So it's Terry Hatcher. I don't know if it was supposed to be that or because I don't know, like if it was that or Natalia. It would have been really good if it was Natalia. I would have loved that because it would have been like, well, fucking hell.
Perhaps it would have been nice to instill a bit of continuity that earlier on in the Brosnan thing. Natalia was great as well.
She's probably my favourite Bond girl, I think.
I just want to say that Terry Hatcher was like top 90s crush for me because you watched the Superman show.
Harry Thatcher. I think she was actually a really genuinely good Lois Lane.
I do. I love that show. I really love that show.
I mean, it got as a kid, it annoyed me because it was clearly Dean Cain just jumping on and off, like out of frame. You know, like it really the budget
just like
was
the George
not
Allen show. You know,
Yeah.
he jumps in from a window. So, is Superman a burglar? He's jumping in windows. Like.
Yeah. Carl Wilson sent us a $3, Aussie $3.
He's in Australia, old Carl.
Oh, thank you, mate. Just with a big thumbs up. That's really kind. Thank you.
Cheers, Carl. Good to see. I know Carl. Thing is with Carl is because Carl's in the Antipodes. It's the other, though it's fucking summer there. But Carl always pop in for a brief bit and go, I can't stick around because it's the middle of the night or middle of the morning or whatever. So thank you, Carl.
Thank you
for popping by.
But yes, and I think Michelle Yeoh's wonderful as well.
Well, she's everywhere. Like, firstly, Everything Everywhere All at Once was probably one of the best films of this year, I think.
Okay.
I adored that. She was a massive in the new Star Trek stuff for the last 2 years, and she's getting her own show. Ooh. She's in some other big prestige. Like, we're having the Yo-Naissance at the moment.
That's
she's
cool.
Absolutely everywhere.
She's done a lot as well when you think about it. Like, you were like Jackie Chan films, you're a Bond woman.
Well, yeah, because, like, you know 25 years ago, someone was like, we should put her in our tentpole blockbuster franchise because she'd already done so much in Hong Kong, and now she's in all these big kind of brand TV shows and stuff and movies. And
she was at something recently with the Broccolis and Daniel Craig. I can't remember who it was now, but they were all like, it was really nice. I was like, oh, it's like that Bond and that Bond, you know.
Oh, nice.
And Wei Lin,
yeah. I think they're kind of have they just cast her in Marvel? Or have we just passed that nexus where everyone's been in Marvel?
I think so.
She's already done it, for all we know.
Yeah.
She's done some voiceover as well. Mm-hmm. She's fucking cool. I love Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, no, I love her as well. I think she's great in this as well. I don't know how old she was when she did this.
Yeah, I know. Well, she's one of these people as well. She's probably like in her 60s now. She just looks great.
Yeah.
Because she fucking, essentially, like, stunt performers and stuff are fucking athletes.
Yeah.
Probably it's fucking just like only steamed vegetables or whatever.
There's a lot of Brosnan ADR.
So because I remember, because it's like Roger. I
just had a roast dinner.
The Roger. in a casino in Monaco, but there's like a Toby Carvery.
Too much gravy and Brussels.
I took too much lamb. Oh no. Oh, I shouldn't have finished that crumble.
There's a fairly famous. There's like a horrible crushing spine noise when one of them kicks him in the back. There, it's like really over the top.
It's like a famous library sound type thing.
Yeah, it's really like not what happened.
Just as eating a big roast. I view that very much as the Roger Moore would be the pints of cream, steak for breakfast, cigarette Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I sat enough to pap an entire lamb.
Was she saying, I know they like sex for death for sex for dinner, death for breakfast, or whatever. It's like cream for breakfast.
Sex for
pies
dinner,
for
cream
dinner,
for breakfast. Pints of bitter as well, is it? In like a big ruffled tuxedo, like a crushed velvet tuxedo, drinking a pint of cream and eating a Carvery.
Oh dear. Yes. I love how like all the switches to the entire thing are in that one room.
Or one panel.
Yes,
that's the one that makes it go all psychedelic. This is the yellow submarine switch. Quickly,
it's like we're off the air. It's like, why are you off the air? Why did you put all the 5 fuses ran everything? Did they?
So that's not in the broadcast suite. That's just in a cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, it was in apparently a recording studio. What? With a you might say fuck you.
Oh Christ. Oh, just quickly, you're looking in the chat too, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, hold on. She's in Shang-Chi, says Callum Chung, in the third act. Okay, so she was in Shang-Chi.
Okay.
So she has done Marvel already. Waylon was supposed to return for a Hong Kong sequence and die another day. We missed out on a lot of kind of nice continuity.
Yeah, I mean that happens a lot. You hear that a lot with Bond films, and it's kind of like I think it's just one of those like it's very hard to get those deals together. They're so oddly sort of last minute, even though, even in the moment they seem to take forever to make them. But this is a nice moment. This is a proper Bond moment as well. Just sitting there. It's sad that it's Smirnoff, but he's just sitting there drinking vodka and waiting for. Bond wouldn't sit in a fucking great hotel suite like that drinking Smirnoff that he got for like 18
this
euros
is the weird
from the corner shop.
He's got one of those blue carrier bags.
Yeah.
It's got like 20 Rothmans and this bottle of Smirnoff. It's got that yellow
and a
sticker
loaf
on
of
it.
Bread.
White bread.
White bread. Kingsmill.
Well, you know what it's like, don't you? You stay in your hotel room and it's expensive for room service.
Yeah.
You go down to the corner shop.
2 litre bottle of Coke.
Diet Cokies as well.
Diet Coke, yeah, true. Still bloated after that roast. I mean,
I can't manage another carvery. I'm just going to drink this warm Smirnoff.
Yeah, well, and that's where product placement just gets in.
Well, that's because people say that also about Bond. Like, I'm not coming down either side of this, but Bond drinking Heineken was a thing, wasn't it? People didn't like.
Oh, that was again. That's one of those media things where it's like he's swapping his vodka martini for a Heineken. It's like no, he isn't. He also
drinks one in one scene.
Yeah,
get your head out your ass.
Fucking cretin.
It's a bit like kind of Peter Parker's been replaced by a black Spider-Man. He hasn't. It's a different character.
Yeah. Well, it's like fucking poor old what's her name, Lashana Lynch in Die Another Day. Fucking.
Oh, yeah. No time to diabetes.
Yeah. I mean, and what annoyed me was all that stuff really overshadowed how brilliant I think she was in the film. Like, because they weren't trying to do that; they were trying to do something else.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was actually quite good. And if you twats just had to fucking.
Did you remember to get my berry Fanta?
Well, we know where you stand. You made your bed. Use your cherry berry Fanta or whatever.
Don't worry, I got your blue Rizzlers as well.
You can't smoke in here though. That's at so that's what's the famous golf club? So it's in Goldfinger and it's in Layer Cake. You're right there. Yes, the golf club. And it's they. Okay. Yeah, and they dressed a room in there to
which
be
is
this
in
hotel
England, presumably.
Yeah. I forget the name of it. Someone will say in the chat. We've had a couple of super chats. So Zachary Antle sent $5 reduced. Thank you. Says, can we also take a minute to appreciate the cinematography in this one too? Same DP who always works with Paul Thomas Anderson. I think the cinematography in this is fantastic.
Well, it's it's super got the anamorphic look, and it's got that kind of very tungsteny, steely 90s thing. It's quite smoky.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I really like it. It's I will say the look of this film over Goldeneye. Goldeneye is kind of a bit grimy, and it's got that kind of film grain.
Yes.
And it's a bit kind of flatter in a good way.
Yeah.
This is way glossier. It's like a super glossy looking movie.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Who was that? Zachary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shout, Zachary. It's a really beautifully lit and a pointed movie. And then with all the fucking special effects stuff that has to go on, I like in the Carver control room, everything's blue and red. Mm-hmm. You get kind of cast off of monitors and stuff, which Bond does quite a lot of, like green. Like we did in our movie is green from old tech thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Colin McLean sent $20. Thank you.
Fucking hell, Jesus, thank you, Colin.
Thank you. He says, Merry New Year's from across the pond. I hope everyone has a good Christmas. So I had another sketch to share on the Vavadi broadcast on Twitter, but because it's a different format tonight, I'm not sure how you can share for everyone else.
Yeah, because normally I would. But the thing is, Colin, I'm not. We don't have the stream computers on the far side of the room, and normally I would paste it onto our stream, but I can't really go over there and do that. If you share your Twitter handle, man, in the thing. I'm sorry for being somewhat. You normally. In the normal situation, I'd drag and drop your artwork for everyone to see, but I just don't have the means to do so at the moment.
He's very bitey there.
That's because she didn't drink the Fanta that cost him
79p. That's why he was like, I'm going to bite you.
There was a multi-buy for £1.50. I got you too. Yeah. I don't want to. I got you too. Don't be ungrateful.
Wasn't one free? Shut up.
I'm not made of Rizzlers either. You owe me 29p. Him with that, like his buttons undone with the boat, he's got a blue bag.
Like that money laundering shop we went to in Nice.
Fucking duck. That was so weird.
That was weird. J Dog sent 55 NOK, Norwegian kroner. My dude, I can't believe they ditched David Arnold just to composure.
What's he Dutch?
He's Dutch now. My dude hasn't been the same since he left after Quantum. I agree, mate. I agree. I mean, I will say that I think Thomas Newman was good and added a really nice flavour to those two films. I think Skyfall and Spectre really sort of are a little island.
So can you break down for me who composed the 4 Craig movies?
So David Arnold did the first 2.
Yep.
Thomas Newman did the second, the Skyfall and Spectre, and then
there are 5 Craig movies.
Yeah, and then Hans Zimmer did No Time to Die.
Oh, you mentioned Zimmer earlier, yeah.
Yeah. So Hans Zimmer and Hans
what was Hans Zimmer's deal? Because he seems kind of a bit out of the Bond, but people like to subscribe to Hans Zimmer can do anything.
He has. Have you seen No Time to Die? Okay. He I think he really. I was skeptical when I saw that he did it, but actually he did a really nice job of cribbing from all the best. Like he even said as well, he goes, I just stole from like my favourite Bond films, and he cited this as like being one. Like Arnold was amazing, and and John Barry and stuff, and he did do a very good job with it. He did do a very, very good job with it. So in fairness to him, yeah.
Did you know that Hans Zimmer was keyboardist in the Buggles?
No.
Video Killed the Radio Star, play keyboards in that.
Oh, really?
He's had a really weird. He wrote the Going for Gold theme tune. Remember Going for Gold? And he did like this. Yes, he did like a disastrous Doctor Who charity single once.
Fucking
so Hans Zimmer's been around forever and had a fucking weird career.
Yeah,
really weird career.
Actually, seems like a really nice guy. Hans Zimmer, like from what I've seen.
He's very affable in interviews and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he does seem, and he seems to really love what he does.
I think he became the problem with Hans Zimmer was he became ubiquitous, and it's anyone who's everywhere. It's like it's not quite the same, but we're all supposed to hate Taika Waititi now because he's everywhere.
Yeah, I do find he's a bit obnoxious.
I think he has kind of even I'm a big fan, but I was like, dude, fucking why do you know?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, because when they were asking Hans Zimmer to essentially, like, he did the Dark Knight scores, and then it's like, right, can you come back and do Batman versus Superman and do a different Batman? It's like, come on, find another fucking composer.
Well, this is it. It was just like, you do everything now. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, we're doing a fucking Care Bears movie. We better get Hans Zimmer. Well,
that's how it felt a bit when he was announced for doing Bond, because I was like, really though, you couldn't think of someone a bit more interesting? And I really liked Thomas Newman. I thought Thomas Newman did a really good job with those. I think I was starting to ease into his way of. I was upset that they got rid of my Arnold.
My Arnold.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, David Arnold's replied to me on Twitter once or twice, I think.
Leave me alone.
I know it's you.
Get out of my bins. Stop trying to smell my wife.
My dead wife. Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Poor
James Liddell, who we met at the Touch of Bleed screening.
Yeah.
Hey, James. And sent us nice things before. He did game scores like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, he did.
That's right. Yes, of course he did. Yeah.
And Harry Gregson Williams went and did the Metal Gear Solid games. Yeah, do you know what? I really do. The look of this film really stays with me.
I love that as well. The sort of silhouette.
Yeah, it's lovely, and all the smoke and stuff.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. Yeah. I just did a bit of old man. I was like, I was a Porky Pig. Yeah, it's not just lighting and stuff; it's composition as well. Some really nice composition. There's loads of depth. Like the art direction and the set design is brilliant. Like, there's so much going on. I really like this one. Yeah, someone doesn't really do Bond stuff, but I really like. This is one of the ones that this and Goldeneye are the ones I watched as a kid. And I was like,
I just think they are a perfect. I think Goldeneye and this are perfect. Really, I mean, like I know you can pick apart certain things in them, but I don't. As a pair, I think they're very hard to beat, just in terms of. And I don't know if it's just because they hit me at the sweet spot, right? When I was just becoming a teenager when they came out, and maybe that's why I'm sort of like, oh, girls and guns and willies and stuff, whatever.
Willies.
But I don't think so. That wasn't what attracted me to James Bond anyway. Like I wasn't when I was younger. It wasn't. Look at that. It's Slimline. So walking out his suits. Like he jumps around and it hits him in the face.
What he can't see, because of the framing, is the fact he's carrying a blue carrier bag. So.
Yeah. I knew this would come in handy.
He's got loads of warm Polish beer.
Tisky and
I think corner shop Bond's my new favourite thing.
I love the bit of music in this. It was like because this is before it got too techno. Like I think Arnold managed to do the Barry thing and the techno thing in this perfectly. Like it is a piece of music that's used in so many Bond promo things with the backseat driver thing, which is when he's in the car chase. It's got that
oh yeah, right,
yeah. And that
like Spy Break or whatever.
It's just in everything. I love that. That was such a spy stance.
So this stuff, yeah.
Hi, I'm Michelle Yeoh. Welcome to Pretoria.
I'm a secret agent from Hong Kong.
What I did there was confuse Oscar Pistorius and Pretoria, which is a famous prison.
Oscar Pretoria.
Oscar Pretoria. I'm Michelle Yeoh. I'm walking down a wall.
Hello.
Whatever.
Oh, fuck. All this stuff. I think it's something that really... this one, I'm kind of formulating this as I go. This one feels the most like a Joel Silver action movie because it has that anamorphic look, that kind of steely lighting, but so much gunplay in this one.
There is. I mean, I agree with that, but again, it's a shame because we can't hear it. But the score is really what turns it into a Bond film, I think. Because I think you're right.
No, I'm not saying it's not, but but it has that kind of 80s, 90s action movie-ness to it, which I think is no bad thing.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't. It's not like something like Speed or The Rock or whatever. Or like, you know what I mean? It still keeps it within the realm of like it's.
The Rock is a Bond film because I'm a cunt.
God. The amount of times that shows up in my bloody YouTube thing of like how The Rock is definitely a Bond film. It's like it definitely isn't. What are you talking about?
You can't prove otherwise. Bye.
Because I did 5 minutes of research. And Sean Connery used to play James Bond, and he's in the film. Bye.
It's just I always love that with the papers run with blood. Like that feels like something from a gnarly horror movie.
Well, it's sort of and it's sort of setting him up to say what's black and white and red all over, and then but it's like no. Oh, the music here is so amazing. I wish we could have got that proper like. It's this is what it's like watching a Bond film with me and Brad because we're like humming the theme tune as well. Yes, and then it turns into that and it's just like that. I love. It's just it's simple things like that. Like I know in the old films, like they'd play the full-on Bond theme when he was just walking across a room, which is ridiculous.
Right.
But like here, when he's just walking and you've got that, and you got the
because he's sneaking in somewhere and he's doing Bond things.
Exactly. He's just being cool. It's like that's when you should have that. That kind of going on, and it's like they just don't do. I just think there is a bit of the kind of deconstructionist thing that they did with the Craig stuff, where it's like they're just afraid. Like I get it with Casino Royale, you don't get the Bond theme till the end, fine. But then after that, it's just like no, not till the end. And they reused the Arnold recomposition of that Bond theme all through all of his films, and it's just like, come on, like what? He is James Bond now. Can you just make it James Bond?
Super chat. From.
You can see
Zachary Antle again.
By the way, like if you look at the reason why he's using his phone there is because he's got stitches in his lip or something. Apparently, he got busted up.
Oh, because he caught a shot in the face.
You would never normally frame a shot like that because you're like,
because you're hiding the talent's face.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't get why The World Is Not Enough looks like crap visually. Adrian Bidler is a great DP too. I heard at one point Scorsese was in the running to direct it. Imagine.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Big name directors attached is kind of like that's always particularly someone like Scorsese.
Boyle, right? Danny Boyle was just not a good idea, I think.
Yeah, I just don't.
Much as I love him, like, I think.
Well, it's a bit like Edgar Wright doing Ant-Man.
Yeah,
it's just like, well, was that ever going to happen? Like, if you'd made it when they made Iron Man, when weird indie directors were doing Marvel movies, sure, but that got into the point where it was just never going to happen.
It's like when they were talking about like Christopher Nolan would be great at making a Bond film. It's like I don't know. I think because you'd have to be a Christopher Nolan film, wouldn't it? And he's kind of made his Bond film, like
Yeah, he did it by stealth already.
Yeah, a bunch of
times.
You know.
Hold on, there's some corner shop Bond bants. John Smith, corner shop Bond's newest and deadliest enemy. The teens hanging outside trying to get him to buy a bottle of vodka for them. Steve Allen, that would be the funniest introduction for Bond, buying cigarettes for a bunch of kids outside a newsagents. Because that's when you have ba 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 ba. Yeah. Danny Boyle's an odd one and that's got that kind of annoying thing. It's like, well, he's a famous British man, so he should do it because every British person has to do Bond.
Oh,
I've
really stepped out of Bond now. I mean, I love all this stuff, and I did really enjoy the Daniel Craig films, but I think I've said this a million times.
Yeah, but say again.
Well, I genuinely think when James Bond got atomized on something, I was like, I think I'm done with it.
Well, yeah,
well.
you've had your moment with it. Like, I think it's a totally reasonable, mature thing to say. Like,
yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it next, and I sort of don't care. I used to be like, oh, I used to do this, and I was like, no, they don't do whatever. Like, fuck off, I don't care. I just sort of think it won't. It doesn't have the same meaning for me now. I don't think. I think all this stuff is wonderful, and I love it. Oh, there he is. Great Vincent Chiavelli.
Yeah, he's great.
but I just, and it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think it's kind of like, it just won't, whoever they cast is going to be younger than me, which is going to be a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't think, because it's just like, well, that's not, I can't look up to that. But you know what I mean? You can't sort of see them as this. They're like
it's that weird thing of kind of being older than your fictional hero is a bit odd.
Yeah. I don't think I couldn't really.
Well, I don't see James Bond queuing at the garden centre. Vincent Chiavelli has the most amazing face in the world.
Yeah, he did. He had some skin condition or something, which is why he's got those really dark eyes.
Do you remember him in Ghost?
Yeah.
Get off my train.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in years. I fucking love
Harrison
that
Ford, obviously.
That's true, yeah. No ticket. Get off my plane.
Yeah.
Get off my plane.
That's a fantastic four-legger on that pillar, look.
Oh, yeah.
It's Reed Richards in disguise. Oh, it's fan fiction.
This was just one floor of Brent Cross Shopping Centre that they just kept going back around and changing all the numbers on.
This is the opposite of Elon Musk's car, where he was supposed to not break it, and he did.
It won't look like a suicide if you shoot me from over there.
I love him. Like, he's so good. I'm a professor of forensic medicine. I could shoot you from Stuttgart.
Stuttgart.
It still creates a proper effect.
He's amazing,
and it's
isn't
just
he?
so like, it's so over the top, and it's like there's so much. I mean, it's very brave to do that. I think the same thing with Jonathan Pryce, but especially with characters like this, it's like this is such a dark scene. It's really dark. It's horrible.
It really stands out. This,
yeah. And yet he's still playing it like this ridiculous camp, like, and because that's what makes it worse. Almost, he's like, it's like a Stamper.
It's got that vaguely kinky thing that he might be enjoying it, or he's definitely enjoying it.
Well, he and Stamper, like he's Stamper's mentor, right? Because that obviously comes up later, and he's like training him in, was it chakra torture or whatever?
Yes, that's it.
Because what does he say? Because here he goes, you got a doctorate in that too. It's like, no, it's more of a hobby. But I'm very gifted. I'm to touch you if you don't do it.
I left a note at MI6 saying I'd definitely shoot myself up the bum if I did it. So you're going to have to come over here.
Cyanide's up my eye.
I love how he goes, I feel like an idiot. I don't know what to say.
Such a great turn by him.
Yeah. And it's such a dark moment coming out of here when he's like, and this is a very Bond moment. And again, like Brosnan doesn't get enough credit for stuff like this. It's where he goes, I'm just a professional doing a job, and he's just like, me too.
Me too.
It's like it's a properly.
Oh yeah, the taser phone.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, see, this is Bond as dark sociopath.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah.
It's like he just blew a man's head off, like at point blank range. Like he could have I don't know, he could have done something else. but yeah, he is. He's like, and that's the thing. He has to be a fairly cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, it's who he is.
Yeah.
They give a license to kill out to anybody. Like. Yeah. Sometimes I drown tramps just because I can. No one can stop me. I got a license to kill. I pushed a hobo in a canal. Like that guy from Eggheads. I'm James Bond. Just walking around with this bag of Tisky, shoving tramps in canals. I threw one under a tram once.
It didn't work for me. It has to be water-based.
It's totally legal for me because I got a license to kill.
It's like, how does that work anyway? Like, what, you can just indiscriminately walk around killing people
I've always
anywhere
assumed
in the
so,
world? It's like
diplomatic immunity.
Is this an internationally recognised license? I mean, well, surely you'd have to then be known to the authorities, which sort of begs the question: how are you a spy?
Can you just like skull fuck the Pope on TV? Like, what's the full extent of your license to kill?
Yeah, who's that recognised? I love this. Where is it? Oh, is it the bit? I love the guy with the rocket launcher. Again, the score is just such a big part of this as well. But like, I love that. Like,
it's tremendous. This sequence is amazing. So is this all Brent Cross stuff?
Yeah, that as well. Like seeing it through the phone as well. There's some proper like amazing shots through the phone that are clearly composed to be seen through the phone screen. You know.
And again, that's so common now.
Yeah.
But then it was a weird, wacky novelty. Even the idea of having like full colour video on your phone was crazy.
Well, yeah, or indeed a screen that you.
Yes, a screen. Imagine.
Imagine that. What a world we live in.
So Dan Lyles is saying that Corner Shop Bond would have a white T-shirt with like a tie drawn on it. Yeah.
Yeah, well then that just turns it. No, but it's more comical if he doesn't. If he's in his Brioni suit and he's walking around.
Yeah. Like really expensive.
He just won't pay for hotel vodka.
Well, because work paid for the room.
That's true.
But the vodka comes out his own pocket.
Surely he could expense it. Do they make him give his own credit card?
He has to claim it back.
I love this shot here. Look, coming up. I love this little grin on his face because the tires reinflate.
Oh, that's great. That's really cool. And it also, it's a little bit like he's like a kid on a road trip playing a Game Boy leaning against the window.
Look at this guy. This is another one of those little subversion things that works, right? Because it's like rocket goes through the windows because they've been shot out.
What's great there is that really brief shot side on where you see it streak through.
Yeah, and that shot of him diving behind the other car. It's so good. Like it's just a brilliantly put together sequence. And I really like seeing this. This is what I mean. Like seeing this as your first sort of Bond film in the cinema and just being like, oh my god. And I was fucking 13 or something.
There was super chat from Steve Allen. Vic and Bob for James Bond next time. I'd like to do that thing like in Mitchell and Webb where it alternates from scene to scene as to Vic or Bob playing James Bond. It's just this strange surrealist Louis Buñuel type thing. Oh yeah, the fucking wire cutter.
Yeah, I know that comes out the beard.
It's a bit shock repellent bat spray.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, very much. I thought of everything. Was that a thing that was going on?
How often did this happen?
How often would that happen? They'd like try and close
Bond. We've lost many agents to waist-high steel cables.
Yeah, I know, and it's not even like it's a sort of feature of the place. Like there's a pickup truck or something that they've done it with. It's just like, well,
fine.
I mean, whatever. So they did fire a car off that, but I don't know if that shot. I think that shot's composited, but they just shot it
into an Avis. Yeah. That's great.
Well, because that was like Hugh was posing as an
Avis guy. Yes. That's brilliant.
And then this bit coming up with Wade as well. This has one of my favourite little music cues in it.
See, Wade provides continuity.
Well, the problem with him is Joe Don Baker was the bad guy in The Living Daylights.
Yeah.
Played Brad Whitaker, and then he's in these two. I think because he's bearing in mind that Felix Leiter has sort of been not killed, but in License to Kill he has his leg bitten off and stuff by the shark. So I think he's a replacement Felix. So, but he's a sort of goofball.
Who played Felix Leiter in those? Were there many Felix Leiters?
There were many. David Hedison was the one in License to Kill.
David Hedison. Lures.
I love this. It has a little what are those pipes called? The little penny whistle pipes that they play on boat. And it has a da 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 da. It played on one of those. Okay. It has this real like.
He gets his Commander Bond in uniform.
He's in his and it's the last time they did that. So they've never done it since then.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, I should do.
Yeah, I kind of like that in this because it was like, he's
a naval commander.
Like,
yeah.
Jesus, it's the big box with numbers on it. Where the fuck did you get that, cuntsucker?
So I feel like you see this when he's walking around dressed like that.
Yeah.
And then Jack Wade's next to him. That's a bit like a picture of you and me.
Well, not right now. Because they do a little gag here, don't they? Like, watch what he... kind of like putting a bomb beside a compass. I mean magnet. Wait, what?
Are you a
I've
tramp?
been drinking. look at this. Look, he gives him this little nod of disapproval. Look, it's always look. I love that. State of him. It's just like trying to adjust his shirt.
It's because Bond thinks he's a tramp. He wants to kick him into a canal.
It's a good thing we're not near a canal. The sea's over there.
Or a tram.
It's got to be an inlet. An estuary of sorts. Where am I going with this accent?
Oh my God, I'm Pierce Brosnan.
Hi, I'm Pierce Brosnan.
I'm Pierce Brosnan. Oh. License to kill tramps.
I have a small favor to ask. Can you throw me out of a plane into the sea?
The sea.
I gotta stop at a corner shop first.
Preferably one near a canal.
In a poor part of town.
This fucking turned into
Apone, of course.
Apone.
Yeah.
It's so Christopher Walken as Pierce Brosnan, as James Bond, as corner shop James Bond.
Corner shop vodka buying, tramp drowning.
I put this diving suit on so I can drown him again. I'm James Bond. Okay, Bond, all your tramps have washed up here. Who's paying for this?
Shut up.
It's got a license, don't you know?
you can't argue with the license.
This is because he's wearing they just work out that he's jumping between Chinese territorial waters and Vietnam, he's about to jump into Vietnamese waters wearing US military stuff. He didn't even say goodbye.
I think the guy I think the guy who was the radio operator there was the president of the US in Doctor Who.
He's been in a lot of stuff, that guy, yeah.
Oh, super chat. MJ1 Media, $2. Hi guys, been a while. Tomorrow Never Dies is my favourite Bond film.
Hey!
There you go.
Sorry, I probably just blew out the whole...
Yeah.
That probably just peaked. Sorry about that.
People don't come in for quality.
No, that's true. Hey, well, you're in good company. Me, predominantly. No, that's about it. I think people do genuinely love this film, and I think it just got a drubbing for some reason. I think people just saw it as the thing to bash, and I don't really know why. Because if you love Goldeneye,
kind of talked about it.
Yeah, and it always seems to be that the person ahead of the previous Bond always gets a shoeing. Where the incumbent Bond's always he's on the cutting edge, it's brilliant, this is the best one since Sean Connery. You say that every fucking time.
Every time.
And it's but which is like, well, why don't you say he's the best one then? Because that's everyone's been since Sean Connery. But yeah, I don't really understand it. And then the one before gets a load of grief, and then it seems like you have to wait till that one leaves, and then you get... Because Timothy Dalton was thought of as shit until... But again, people go I didn't like his films. It's like, well, he didn't write them though, did he?
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like people can't...
We've hired the new James Bond who'll be writing and directing every episode of the series.
Director of photography, he's going to compose the music. For fuck's sake.
Should have got Dennis Waterman, he could have done it.
I've had that with stuff before, and they're like going, oh shit, he wouldn't do that, he's a shit actor, like a cop wouldn't do that. And it's like, that's not...
It kind of spawns the contrarianism, doesn't it?
There you go. That's your sort of Jaws moment.
There you go. I just want to read a comment from Kieran Fremantle, which simply says, "This stream has really gone off the rails."
Well, welcome to Valverde Broadcast.
Michael and Anna do stuff. Say, "I'll never see the canal tramps in Reading the same way again."
Quick, run! Christopher Walken as Pierce Brosnan as James Bond is
Christopher
coming.
Walken, his breath heavy with Frosty Jack cider in a really expensive suit. Drowning tramps. I got a license to get. Someone said I sound like Cat from Red Dwarf when I do my Christmas. Oh fuck!
Dear. Dear, dear.
John Smith says, as someone who lives on a canal, I'll be keeping an eye out for dinner jacketed sinister types. Yeah. Oh fuck! This is what I've sort of noticed a little bit, and I get it because she gets a moment big time. There's less Michelle Yeoh than I remember. Pretty spectacular introduction. Then they have their big chase later, and she's in it for the third act.
Oh, she's in it from here onwards. They're basically
Right, okay.
together
So then
all the way
they're
through.
teamed up,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah.
So they got their cool, sexy, we're handcuffed on a motorbike scene.
They
and
do
stuff.
that, and they do the whole like they have a shower together. I don't know about you, but when I've escaped bad guys on a motorbike handcuffed to a Michelle Yeoh, first thing I want to do when we get away is have a shower in the street.
I need to have a shower. I've got a particularly dirty penis and taint.
Do you like to wash up before top and tail, horse bar? I like to give my undercarriage a bit of a how's your farm.
Michelle Yeoh, I'd like to have a shower before and ideally after.
Yeah. The only thing I have with this bit, right, is that I get with it. So they take their tanks off to go up the whatever. But can you have had it hanging behind you? Isn't that what cave divers do? They have it dangling.
Honestly, I don't know enough about diving to tell you.
I think you can. Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't just at least carry it behind you and put it back on when you go.
Is there a Pierce Brosnan thing? Was it this, or like he says about emptying your lungs as you surface?
That's in The World Is Not Enough when they
Denise
fire
Richards.
them. Yeah, to Denise Richards, who probably went, "What? I'll hold my breath." See him surface in this big pool of blood and two big silicone mounds.
As long as Denise Richards was a tramp, it's fine.
Yeah. I didn't end up working with her, so I can say that now.
Yeah.
Unless I do.
Oh, no.
That's such a great shot as well, because obviously it's a little gag thing that goes dunk like out of the guy's shirt, but it looks so real. Like
that's great, and it's that one shot, and Stamper comes walking up behind him. It just really, I think, do you know what I think really helps that is the rhythm of it.
Yes,
because it's like the shot goes in, he turns around, Stamper arrives just the right time, really sells that was a real kind of shot.
It's beautifully put together.
Very simple.
That's such a nice shot as well. That
Hong Kong's such a fucking give for like I'm not saying
you find the helicopter as well. Like you come down and then you find the helicopter again, like as a silhouette against the thing. I just think that's really nice.
Might say I put my hand up your cuffs. I don't know what.
Anyway, just
it went from me. I didn't write the thing.
I have a particularly dirty genitals and anus at the moment.
I think it would behoove us to find somewhere for an outdoor shower.
I'm just dying to floss with a hot towel, maybe on the street somewhere.
Oh, you mean
no, not the dance.
No. Oh God, we were learning about James Bond.
Thing is, you know, this is shot on like a soundstage in mid-November or December or something, where it's freezing fucking cold, and he's got to wear like Vietnamese clothes.
Look at this. He has a big baggy shirt.
Yeah,
I got this from CNA.
The now defunct.
CNA. I think CNA is the going concern in Germany. This is where it's from.
Oh yes, it
I
is.
went to a CNA in Berlin.
Auf Berlin in the Scheiße Puppen.
Scheiße Puppen.
Yes, yes.
Crumbs. Sorry, just reading through the chat. I think Duncan's got better beating it than I have. I'm just scrolling on my phone, darlings.
James Atkinson says, I do find the Bond Wei-Lin romance a bit forced. Until the Craig era, they seem forced to have a romance when Bond Wei-Lin feel more like colleagues. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I don't see why they kind of have to end up together at the end. I mean, I get it.
I've got to fuck something.
Yeah.
May as well.
Even with my filthy penis.
Can't let that shower go to waste. That was yesterday. What?
Good job I stopped my birthday.
I'm not made of showers.
Come on.
There's a water shortage, you know. I can't shower. There's a hosepipe ban.
Sure, that's connected to pushing tramps.
I got a license to kill, not to clean.
Jesus Christ. The thing is, we take this seriously.
I have a degree in film. That's money I'm never getting back.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
This has that bit where, he has that line which says the distance between he says it here, I think. Distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success or something, which is so what someone like that would say.
Totally. It's because I think now...
But I've made $1 billion. It's like, you're still insane, mate.
Yeah. It's you know, this was before we had, billionaire tech bro guy. It was the kind of villain du jour at the moment. It's and that's what they made Lex Luthor into, like a Zuckerberg. Yeah. Because that didn't exist yet. So you have the kind of media mogul, but they dress him like a kind of Asian dictator. Like he
has the Nehru jacket, which is very Bond, you know.
It's got that kind of Bondy thing. Jonathan Pryce is. I reiterate, I really like Jonathan Pryce. He's great.
Yeah, I really liked it because I watched the most recent season of The Crown, and he's Prince Philip, which is sort of like he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he sort of looks like him, and he plays it well, but he still sounds like Jonathan Pryce, and it's like that's really not. But you just go with it.
What did James Cromwell played Prince Philip in something, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? What was that?
Was that one of those?
Was it one of those that glut
super
of Diana
serious,
films?
All 7 Diana films.
Oh, they did. Didn't
which was
Spencer, Diana, Princess of Spencer?
I like the 3D one. That's my favorite.
3D, yeah. Jaws versus
Diana.
Godzilla versus Spencer.
She has to beat him. She's the queen of our hearts. I like that when Stamper gets the little kind of barb in the leg. That's great.
Yeah.
Really great rhythm to it, I think.
All this is really and again, all the music just adds to it like mad. I just think it's I cannot beat this score.
Bye.
Well, because as well, like Arnold really wanted to do a Bond score, and I think he did that album Stirred Not Shaken, which was he just did a love letter album to Bond, where he got all these, like, he got Jarvis Cocker and he got all these people to come in and sing alternate sort of versions of Bond songs. And in doing that, I think he got he must have got Eon's blessing, but he got I think it was John Barry gave him a sort of nod of approval, and I just think through that managed to get the gig essentially to do this.
Well, that's a way to get noticed.
But the great thing was though, he had this sort of library of like amazing things that he just wanted to do with the themes that were all kind of reverential but like still really new and cool. And I don't know, I just think this is his big bag of tricks. I think after this, like, some of it got a bit repetitive. Still really good, but I think this is the one where it was just like, whoa, you know, all cylinders.
This does have that bit of it has that bit of kind of Hong Kong flavour as well, in terms of this feels like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it feels like a slightly kind of watered down Jackie Chan stunt.
Yeah, but
Jackie Chan would do it for real because he's Jackie Chan and he's insane. Yeah, but you know what I mean. And I don't mean that. I don't mean to denigrate it anyway.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's
I
that
agree
kind
with
of, and it needs to, because and you fucking put Michelle Yeoh in it, so it better had to.
Yeah, it better had to.
Better had to.
Right there, boy,
Are you
lover.
feeling a bit Fenny tonight? I think doing Fenny accents is like most people in England, that no one cares about the East of England. So even there, just like, I don't know what that is. You sound like you're from the West Country. We're from the East Country, boy. It's basically the same thing. Same amount of incest, same amount of golden eye. It's fine, we can say that we're from here.
Going down the town.
Yeah, down the town.
I'm trying to find out where he played Prince Philip. James Cromwell.
James Cromwell, I'm certain. And because I always thought it's really nuts, because he's American. He's a tremendous actor as well.
Well, John Lithgow was...
Sorry.
What? You fell asleep there.
Dan Lyle says Princess Diana Memorial Scale Extra.
Right.
White Fiat Punto, presumably, in a tunnel section.
The black Mercedes. What? I can't remember what I was going to say now. You ruined it. Oh, yeah. John Lithgow played Winston Churchill, didn't he? So,
that's right, yeah.
Very well, too.
Tremendous actor, yeah.
He's in the Queen. He was in the Queen.
Oh, the Queen.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wincombe Exchange says, this is one for you, really. Have you listened to the Barry remix stuff on YouTube? They remix on Her Majesty's Secret Service and A View to a Kill, and it's great.
No, I don't think so.
You get something for you to crack on with, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Corner shot Bond robbing scratch cards off with the 2p at the counter as you wait, looking back at you, moving to the side and going, nah, sorry, mate, you go on. Arnold's Diamonds Are Forever version with David McCalman was very impressive.
Yes, yeah, I know that one. I had that album, the Stirred Not Shaken album.
Oh, hold on. Look, James Murphy. Original pitch was a bullion theft on the eve of Hong Kong Hanover. Zukovsky was in it and as a masked ball in Valencia and punched a dialogue with him.
Oh,
yeah, because Zukovsky's another bit of continuity. That's what I like about World's Not Enough.
Yeah.
Fucking Robert Carlyle's tremendous in that as well.
Robert Carlyle, he's a bit underused, I think, in that.
Yeah, they kind of pull him out from time to time.
Yeah.
That's so fucking... Because, look, Robert Carlyle was in Trainspotting recently and all this stuff, which is fair enough as well.
Well, they did it with Rami Malek in the most recent one, and then gave him fuck all to do as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apart from kill James Bond, effectively. But, yeah, I mean, that all felt a bit like, well, I know you can get him, but is it really... Like, what are you going to do with him? Like, can't you... Yeah, all right.
Right, yeah.
He has this sort of
this for the sake of it.
Yeah, this sort of hackneyed thing where he's going on about like oblivion. People want oblivion, and I'm bid to make it for them. And it's like,
okay,
that seems vague. What? Like,
right?
I would love it if that was his response.
Right. His incredulous, screwed up face. Right.
Right.
I mean, it took me a lot to get here, and you're giving me that.
Is that really it?
Fucking hell, mate. Jesus Christ. Did you get that off the side of a mug? What is this?
What does that even mean?
He's slogan at me. I took 4 international flights.
I had to commandeer a massive jet.
I've killed 100 people that work for you. And you come here and give me this My Chemical Romance shit? Like, what the fuck are you on about? Fucking Freddie Mercury. Get the fuck out of here. What, I've got nanobots that's going to make my ex-girlfriend's fanny explode or something? I don't know, I read it on Wikipedia.
Yeah, give it a fucking rest, mate.
Give it a fucking rest. Oi, Freddie, shut your fucking trap. Fuck off back to Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Rami Malek whatsoever, by the way.
No, I love him. I think
it
he's
might sound like I do.
No.
He's a great actor.
And he's great in it, but it's not his fault. And I don't even think it's the filmmaker's fault. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's like, we get him because you have to get him, right? But then it's like, what do you give him to do? Nothing particularly interesting.
I should watch that.
Watch what?
I should watch No Time to Die.
Yes.
I'm just reviving Corner Shop Bond because I love it. John Smith says Corner Shop Bond's needing a disguise, so he buys one of the pair of sunglasses attached to a bit of card. Menko Monty, Corner Shop Bond goes to the shop, buys some cheap vodka, a lucky dip for Saturday, and a copy of Chuck's Out.
That was his way of... He sort of struck out with Paris, so he's just like, oh, well. The usual, please.
He's got to get a magazine so he can have some vodka and a cheeky J. Arthur.
Gotta do something with this thunderous erection.
Thunderous?
He got beat up and farted, and then gave him a boner.
He went to a Toby Carvery, ate all of the lamb, then struck out, bought a porno mag and some fucking Smirnoff.
We're like reading way too much into the fact that he was drinking Smirnoff. Sorry, everyone. This is
room temperature Smirnoff. I think this is the best drink we've ever done.
Yeah,
I'm standing by that.
Stephen Allen, did you guys see the Alan Partridge bit where Alan talks to Chris Morris about Diana's death?
I played that to you when we were abroad.
And talks about bomb up her nose. Oh, yeah,
it's JFK. It's JFK, Stephen. Yeah, it's JFK. It's amazing, and it's like because they're in character as their day-to-day characters, essentially.
That's right.
It's fucking so good.
Yeah, it is
like
brilliant.
There's a tiny bomb in his head that was detonated.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
I should listen to that again. Actually.
Yeah. So. Worms has said something that you mentioned in the run-up, which was the idea that Rami Malek was going to be Dr. No. You know,
yeah,
but it didn't pan out, I guess.
There's so many nods, like there's so many what feel like kind of ghosts in the machine in the final film that suggest that that's what they were going for, and then shut the bed and took him out.
Oh, really?
There's a bit where and there's a bit as well where one of the henchmen, like they're walking off and he goes, 5 minutes to something, doctor. And it's like, he hasn't been called a doctor the whole time. No, I'm not a doctor. Actually.
I know it could be a cheeky French person. 5 minutes, doctor. No. With a long cigarette.
Is it 5 minutes? No.
No.
And it's like, but it's from behind, so it's like could have been ADR dialogue. So so they put that in deliberately. I don't know. You know, and he looks like him,
seems
and
like
he kind
a
of
good
acts
choice
like him.
because you're essentially ending Craig Bond, right? And we're going to
Yeah.
get something new. So, like, to introduce the original, film-wise,
Yeah.
the original Bond villain for the one where it ends. It's like, what are we saying?
Yeah, I mean, are you saying you were always going to end up here, which is kind of the start of the others,
Right,
but then
okay.
you know, but
That's a
you kill it.
prequel to all of them because nothing makes sense.
Because the one it seems to be trying to point itself at the most is On Her Majesty's Secret Service, because obviously it uses the Louis Armstrong theme tune. Well, I don't know if you know. And it sort of does a reverse of that loosely, because obviously Bond dies at the end instead of Tracy, and it's kind of well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think you're saying an awful lot. It does feel a lot like we started with the premise that Bond has to die at the end of this, and they just wrote backwards.
Work backwards, yeah.
And it's like they had to put him in a situation where he had no choice but to die, and it's like
Well, I guess they are just going to start again like Casino Royale, aren't they? Surely.
I guess
Instead of having
Again-
you actor crawl out of some rubble and go, hello, I'm alive, actually.
yeah, well, again, though, I sort of, like I said before, I just think it's one of those ideas that I think Daniel Craig thought was great, because it was just like, just wipe the slate clean. That's it. I did my little time, and that's done now. Little time, like an ages.
Yeah.
And it wipes the slate clean. They can start again with someone else, and it's like, yeah, but you've essentially said that the stakes of Bond dying mean nothing. Because it's like that in that film, again, spoilers, but he gets his dick blown clean off, and then at the end of the credits, it says what it always says, which is James Bond will return. And you go, well, like you've just effectively said there's no stakes in him dying. It's not like if you'd left it and always intended to come back, but like we didn't know, then it would have been kind of wow.
I think they're kind of required to put James, not legally, but I think they feel they have to put that. Because surely it would
but then we all know he will, but it's kind of like...
But in a different... I hope it would be a new James Bond and a new continuity for an entirely new cast.
Well, it'll have to be. It'll have to be.
So,
which, again, I don't like that, because you've got so many great elements. Like, I would have loved to have seen, Ray Fiennes and Rory Kinnear and Naomi Harris and all these people come back and just do what they always used to do, which is just put another person.
Well, it's like carrying Dench over from Brosnan to...
Yeah, but I mean, obviously that was a continuity switch, but they were able to pull it off and just say, "Oh, she's a different get over it," kind of, which worked really well, So yeah, I don't know. I don't really give a shit. Kind of in that point where I'm just like, yeah, and I'm so sick of it being everywhere. Like the Knives Out sequel came out recently, and my thing's all full of interviews with the cast, and all they ever asked Daniel Craig is, "Who's going to be next James Bond?"
Fuck off.
And it's just like
Glass Onion. I really want to watch as well.
I've seen it. Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think? Because I really like Knives Out.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't like Knives Out?
I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was the second coming of.
No, I didn't think that.
Poirot.
I thought it was a really great Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's just fun. These things, when you look at it, you go like, this should have been made for, I don't know, 30 mil.
What? So you didn't like Glass Onion then?
I just think it's way too overproduced, and it's not saying very much. I don't think by the end of it, you're like, yeah, these are fun little romp movies, but you're making them for like $400 million. That's like,
yeah, it's just the cast they put in them. That's why.
Well, that and the fact that Netflix seem to see it as like this giant cash cow, and I think, well, I mean, fine, do whatever you want, but I just I watched it and went, this feels really like, I don't know, it's what is it, the gourmet chef making the Rustler burger? It's just sort of like, I don't, or what's a better analogy? It's like making dog chew out of Wagyu beef or something. It's just like, well, I get you've got all these crazy production values, but the story you're telling isn't meant for this. It's not supposed to be this big glossy fucking thing. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think. I like the first Knives Out wasn't quite like that because it didn't have the budget and it was a bit smaller and a bit grimier. But this one's just like way over the top, I think.
Oh, hold on. We got what do you call it?
We've got Super Chatting.
Super Chatting. Do you want to?
Okay, I will do the first one from Dominic Harata, which is probably not how he pronounced it.
£10. Thank you, Dominic. So it's getting late. I yawned a bit.
Hey lads, only just seen about the watch party just now, so we'll catch up later. Thanks in advance for all the love, and I hope you guys have been doing well. But to maintain VBB tone,
Pooh Bum and Willie.
Pooh Bum and Willie.
My man. Good on you, Dominic.
Valverde broadcasting.
Valverde. That's our Michael Bean impression. Thank you, Dominic. Fucking £10, brilliant. Thank you so much, and thank you for the Pooh Bum and Willie. It's very important to the maintenance of our tone. Do you want to do the next one?
If you want. Blessed 011, I think, or Bleast.
Blessed.
Or Blaze. No, Bleak. I can't fuck it, whatever. Sent to, what was going away? To Aussie Doll Reduce. Just funny show, guys. Big fan from Australia. Cheers. Yeah, cunts. I added that last bit just for flavour. Oh, there you go. There's the watch.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers for tuning in at what must be the middle of the morning for you, I guess.
Yeah.
So cheers. I really appreciate when the Antipodeans peel out.
Yes.
A disturbing lack of poo talk so far, says John Smith. We did open talking about Duncan's daughter pooing in the bath.
Yeah, I think that kind of topped it.
It's more Tramp killing this week.
It is Tramp drowning specifically.
Tramp drowning specifically.
This I like this scene here because this is the whole kind of like reverse Q scene. You know, like he's in the, in her domain kind of.
Yeah. Thing. Oh, is this where he first gets that gun?
Yeah,
although he keeps that, doesn't he, for the rest of his tenure?
The P99, yeah. So he gets that, and Craig has it in Casino Royale.
Does he lose his Walther in this one?
He doesn't lose it. He just goes, "I want the new one," so he takes that.
I want the new one.
I wouldn't take it from a Chinese gun cache. It's probably fake. So he picks up the Omega like, "This looks familiar." It's fake.
It's full of lasers.
Yeah. Why does it say Fomiga on it?
Fomiga. F-A-U-X. Yeah, okay.
And this is so Kowloon Bay is from The Man with the Golden Gun. There's a lot of the Scaramanga's Island. I think he's seen in this. I think you can see him. This is great. I love this as well. It just really sets them up as a nice sort of like they got their banter going on. They got their sort of they look like a really effective little team. You know.
Yeah, it's what I like their whole chemistry and stuff. They could be a spy, wife, husband, super team.
They almost couldn't they? I think it's almost
Mr. and Mrs. Smith type.
Yeah.
Well, they're assassins, aren't they? But you know what I mean.
Well, I never know really because they always say like James Bond, assassin. It's like, is he? I thought it was a spy. What's the difference? Like,
I think the Tramps think he's an assassin.
What have you got against us?
Get out of the canal and leave us alone. We were born out of Birmingham.
Which are supposed to be taking out megalomaniacs. I've no planned world domination.
I can't even beg round the rotunda in case you drown me.
Beg round the rotunda. Dear.
I just find the rotunda funny. I don't know why. It's an amazing building, but I just think it's funny. I'm sorry. I apologise for laughing at your rotunda.
Stay out of the XL, you piece of shit.
You want to be drowned? Go to the bull ring.
People don't want you at the fancy expos. You ruined Comic-Con.
Down to fucking Docklands. He's left Birmingham for London.
When I was talking about the Birmingham XL,
these tramps won't drown themselves.
It's handily put right next to the Thames.
Do you know, like what they always do? They always do a thing where like, oh, Barnes taking some personal time, and he's like shagging some woman.
Yeah.
He's just got his hand on the Tramp's head,
drowning,
smoking a fucking Rothman.
His phone ring.
He's eating an ice pop, drowning a Tramp.
A mini milk.
A mini milk. I'll call you back, Q. I have to go buy some credit.
Yeah, he's with what's it called? The Lycra or what's it?
Oh fuck! yeah.
Really?
Shit.
Like,
the pony one we used to send students to get SIM cards for like Lyra or whatever.
Yeah.
I use Tesco Mobile.
I use Tesco Mobile.
I know you do because you're James Bond.
Right. It's Bob James. Got out of that one.
I could dug my way out of that one. As if what I use fucking my phone network champagne and diamonds.
It costs £1 million a month.
£1 million a second.
I'm explaining this to you all for the first time. Like, what? Only now.
Thanks.
this'll happen and that'll happen. And then, we talked about this months
Labara
ago.
says
Labara.
Winkle Exchange.
Thank you.
Leica Mobile as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Solar John Brisinks microwave. Did I imagine a computer game called James Pond where a fish dressed in a suit was a spy? Did not. That is James Pond, and then James Pond 2 Robocod, where he had like the Inspector Gadget stretchiness.
Yes, I never played it, but I'm aware of. This is the guy from Raiders, and that's Hugh Bonneville.
Oh no shit! It really is.
Yeah. Hugh Bonneville and the Nazi from not Raiders, from Crusade. Last Crusade.
Ah.
Yes, true.
Oh, that's what's his name? Isn't that John Glover? Not John Glover. Paul Glover. Oh God.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Everyone called Glover at once. All Glovers at once. A Glover Avengers.
Hand in Glover.
I had a Facebook memory come up recently where I was reminded about how I used to sort of low-key harass Richard Jackson from QVC's Gardens on Twitter. And I was constantly tagging other Richard Jacksons, and I was basically floating that I wanted to start a Richard Jackson Avengers and he could be the leader.
Because he's more famous, alright.
The only time he interacted with me, I think, is when I gave out bad gardening advice and he had to come and correct me. I'm not on Twitter anymore. That's probably for the betterment of everyone.
Thanks, Elon.
Yeah, thanks, Elon. Yeah, I wasn't personally banned by Elon, but
I'm aware of,
because he loves Richard Jackson's Garden on QVC.
Oh, I love it. I'm Elon Musk.
Hello, I'm Elon Musk.
Oh,
I'm suffering from gastric distress.
I've been doing Toby Corvey. If they paid enough money,
That's true. They really would. Toby Carvery
product placement.
Oh, here, Tom Hardy's going to be the next Bond, and he's going to go to a Toby Carvery.
Drink Carling.
He'd probably drink the gravy from the
Probably,
bun.
yeah.
Oh, James Bond.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, James Bond. Give me the gravy, boat. Let's not hear no more about it.
Is it true the next James Bond's going to be 4 Henry Cavills taped together?
And spray painted black, whatever.
Rolled in some glitter.
And he's gonna be gay because we got to take part. I don't know.
I heard it's going to be that bloke that plays Loki, but in a pantomime cow with Daniel Craig, who's coming back. Is that true? Christopher Nolan's going to direct 5 of them at once, and they're all going to be in German.
It's fucking clickbait horseshit. I hate
So,
it so
I know
much.
it's so bad, and yet you dickheads. I don't mean you, but people fall for that shit. It's so annoying. And then whenever someone finds out, like for me, like especially when people used to find out, like when I did a tiny role in Skyfall, everyone thought I wanted to talk about that shit. Like, wow, did you hear that Johnny Depp and Eddie Murphy are going to play James Bond's dad's monkey? So what are you talking about? Why'd you read this shit? Like, that's not how casting works, you blithering fool.
Bond's going to be played by the number 6 bus in a tuxedo, smeared in dog food. And it's going to be directed by dead Gene Wilder. Funded with Monopoly money or something. And it's going to be a computer game.
So fuck off. What cunt made this up?
It's always like sources close to production.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Danny Glover's going to be Batman.
Barbara Broccoli's postman says he's gonna... Fuck off.
The new James Bond is going to come from an egg laid by Barbara Broccoli herself.
I mean, at this point, yeah. Give a fuck, man. And stop. It's so tedious when people just list the same 3 people over and over again. It's like, oh, fuck off. I've got Benedict Cumberbatch and...
Fucking Jesus. Fucking Robert Pattinson over here.
What was the latest one? Aaron Taylor-Johnson?
Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Yeah.
Whatever. May as well. I mean,
may as fucking well.
No. Hashtag not my Bond. This is a neat little thing. I think we put. I mean, it is convenient that you found a jam jar.
Yeah, it's
stealth.
He's gonna. This is to silence the grenade.
No. It's because he's got the little charge out of his watch, right? It's on the thing. Oh, you're just being facetious.
Have you seen On Deadly Ground with Steven Seagal?
Yes, of course.
You know when he makes the jam jar silence?
Yeah. No, it's a Coke bottle, isn't it?
I thought it was a jam jar. He tapes it to the gun. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a 2-litre bottle or something.
Okay, I thought it was like a jam jar. Why do they look secret bases have jam jars?
That's what I mean. Who's like someone's been sterilising jars?
Basically, Elliot Carver was sat on the floor just scooping out marmalade.
Yeah.
He's eating it like
My favourite is damson. Like
right, Paddington.
He's on jam deck. like what? Like, preserve deck. How else are we supposed to feed everyone?
Oh my God.
8 months at sea in this fucking.
Well, get their vitamin C. Fucking like loads of crates of Robinsons. Everything's really sticky.
But they have to make it. They have to make it themselves. That's why there's an empty, clean jam jar with no lid on it.
They're going around the South China Sea picking green gauges, making jam. We could survive here for 150 years
on jam. So I think we need more than jam. Yes, jam.
We've got
nourishing jam.
Enough jam to feed us over 50 years, but no toothpaste.
Make sure get the right size ones so we can keep our grenades in them as well.
In case we have to stack our grenades. Silenced grenades. I heard that one. You forgot to put the lid on.
I don't like it as a thing, but it's one of those things where it's nice as a little bit of sort of Bond ingenuity, but it just has that one flaw of like, why is there a jam jar?
Unless he just my lucky jam jar just carries it everywhere.
So, but then again, why not just have a grenade, a remote grenade? But that's the sort of play on it because in GoldenEye he's got the remote mines that are detonated by the watch, right? That gets thwarted. So in this he's got the little charge that I don't know. It's just I like it, but it's stupid.
Yeah, it has that one wrinkle that just, people had jam jars.
Sorry, I'm ignoring the chat.
Oh fuck yeah! No, I'm back. I'm back in. Elon Musk being played by Charlize Theron.
Within my horrendous thoughts.
Julian Glover says the Vardon. That's who I was fumbling for.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Julian Glovebox. Supergirl Surprise says, did you guys see Avatar The Way of Water? I thought it was awful. Could not believe James Cameron directed it. Simple bland story, boring, overlong, too much CGI, not a lot of retcons. Supergirl Surprise. What I find interesting about that is I have not been fastidiously monitoring the chat, but this seems to be the first person to mention it, and it's going to make $1 billion. So it's like,
is it going to?
Well, apparently it's going to pass $1 billion.
It's one of those things where almost this bit was cut out of this bit with the thing in her shoe where she throws the thing in the guy's neck.
It's a jam jar.
Yeah, she took the lid off the jam jar, cut it into
Sherigan,
and put it in her heel. It's like 12 hours.
Luckily, owing to the
arts and craft. Yeah, and then he kicks him in the face, which was taken out as well for the UK home release, which is like
such pussies before '99.
I don't know, like 'cause kids would go around kicking their brothers in the face. So. But yeah, you might have done that. I had no brother, so I had to find a tramp.
I had to kick myself in the face.
Yeah. Steve Allen sent £5. Thank you,
Steve.
Duncan Casey is in the know because he knows Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken's to play corner shop James Bond, Tramp Canal Killer. For real, lads. I needed it.
You're welcome, Steve. Oh God.
Well, is that thingy to missile whatever? Fucking throw this at them then. Throw some fire at them. That'll do.
Oh, Rob Myers just turned up. Hey, man.
Hey.
Hey, Duncan and Rich. How you doing, Rob? Welcome. Rob Myers has entered the chat.
What up?
James Atkins says Avatar passed 1 billion today.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I considering how
no
long the
interest
screenings are.
whatsoever. Yeah, true. I just no interest.
Brad and Mark are super interested. Like Mark's a big Avatar fan. I kind of just don't get it.
I think we tried to watch it a few weeks ago, the first one again, and I was like,
yeah. It's never. It's left my pickle untickled.
Yeah. I just have no. Like a lot of people said, I've heard and Mark Commode really fucking hated it.
What was he? I can't remember. He had some funny puns that Alex Ewing sent me about yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, to me, it's just like, well, the first one's fine. I didn't really care, and I haven't cared for 13 years since it came out. And for them to come out, and it's just all the advertising for this as well, it just sort of seems really sort of Poundland, European / Asian accents that are just pulled out of someone's arse, like, the way of water. So what does that mean?
Like they've contrived ways to bring the original cast back that were killed off.
Yeah.
Which I guess the thing is, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it's Doctor Strange or something. The Avatar 2 trailer played in front of.
Oh, right.
Watched it in the cinema. And I was like, isn't that just the trailer to the first one?
Yeah. What specifically is happening?
Because I can't remember the exact details of the first movie. This looks basically the same.
Yeah, they didn't really give away too much in the trailer, which is, to their credit, but...
It doesn't, you don't bet against camera. It doesn't matter. He's going to make all the money in the world. Whatever, it's just the way it goes.
It's not had good reviews, though, is it, really?
It's been quite mixed, yeah.
But it does seem a lot of people either love it or hate it. There isn't really a sort of in between. Which sort of tells me that I'll probably think it's deeply mediocre and not worth.
Yeah, I'm just... Oh yeah, I saw Dan. I saw Dan on Facebook saying that he saw Avatar in high frame rate, and to summarise, he's put it in the chat. It was unpleasant to look at. Turns $200 million into a PS5 cutscene. Yeah, high frame rate is weird.
Cost more than that though, didn't it? Didn't he say it had to cross the billion mark to break even, or 2 billion?
Well, I think there was some kind of fudge there as well, because people were kind of calculating on the fact that they've made 3 movies or whatever.
Right.
So the individual movie has to, but I think it will have to make some insane amount of money to to break even. Because they brought back Stephen Lang, they brought back Sigourney Weaver.
Really?
Yeah.
The Dead Ones.
Right. Yeah. No. Right.
Incredulous James Bond. Right.
They brought back Pierce Brosnan drowning tramps on the Avatar planet.
See him in the background.
Soft focus. De-aged.
This is the way of water, you fucking homeless bitch. Die.
Homeless bitch.
The way of water is to end you.
Blue carrier bag hanging off his wrist. Trail of scratch cards.
And a receipt for his every drop off.
Because he fucking drank some Smirnoff.
Yeah.
It's just mutated horribly.
I gotta go back and pick up my every delivery. I bought something I vented. I don't know what it was. I'm so drunk. It's a pair of gloves, I think.
It's a lighter in the shape of Darth Vader's helmet.
Doesn't work. I'm gonna take it to the repair shop and get on TV and be famous.
I got kicked out of this casino because I was using my bubblegum vape.
You don't take film seriously.
I mean,
I don't know what you mean.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Play the hits, boys. Play the hits.
Kieran Petermantle says, I felt like Avatar to wow, or The Way of Water, was like watching Halo, which made me think I would rather watch James Cameron make Halo movie. I'd rather watch
Halo show, didn't they? Yeah.
If it takes you 13 years to come up with a sequel to something, it's like, can't you make something else? Like, why do you have to make more of those? Like, no one cares.
Well, Sigourney Weaver is the best thing about it, says Dan. That pleases me. The idea of Sigourney Weaver, Weaver doing a good performance in a Cameron movie is no surprise, but also a highly welcome thing.
Did she actually say that stuff to Jennifer Lawrence recently as well? Because she was sort of quoted as having said it.
Oh yeah, I think they were just kind of larking. That was kind of jokes, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think Sigourney's got more class than that.
I think so.
But it is ridiculous. Every one of those says that, and it's like, dude, like not even. Like what the fuck?
You weren't even born when Alien came out. I wasn't born. What are you talking about? Fuck me. That cloistered. I love this bit.
Come on.
Fuck me. I love this bit. This is one of my favourite. This was like my proper badass Bond moment when he goes and the music goes like, dude, like here, look. It's wicked. He's had enough. Are you tramps?
Where was the line?
To live here, show me some ID.
I need proof of address. A ship full of tramps eating jam. leave us alone. We work for Mr. Carver. You don't live here now, do you?
You say we can have free jam?
All the jam we can eat. We just have to join his press navy to initiate a war with China. Green gauge, cherry, blackcurrant, all the flavours.
I bribed them with damson jam, Mr. Bond. Yes. Quite ingenious.
Take the jam, Mr. Bond.
Stick this drill in your vagina.
Stick it in your vagina.
Why, as well, why does that have a button that allows that to happen?
It's just the on switch.
It's like, what's it got? It's on a rail system that goes into the control room.
You know what they say? Newspapers are for shit cunts anyway.
Oh, dear. He hates newspapers because that's what Tramp sleep on. So he's going to take out the...
He's going to destroy the presses so the tramps have nowhere to sleep.
And then they'll die of hypothermia.
And then he can take all their jam.
He's the evil genius.
He's going to flush them out into the street so he can drown them all. This is spectacular, all the kind of
Oh,
lighting
God, yeah.
and-
It's such stupid old twat. I mean, it's a great set, this, because was this... I think GoldenEye was Leavesden, famously.
Okay.
That's what renovated Leavesden, because Leavesden was an old Rolls-Royce factory. That's what they turned that. They couldn't get into Pinewood because they were shooting something else. This couldn't get into Pinewood because they were shooting the prequels.
Right.
So
Okay.
they built this somewhere else. Again, I can't remember. I don't think they got into the Bond soundstage for this. So this was done somewhere else.
It's amazing. This is the sheer depth of it and all those
Oh,
spotlights.
it's mental.
and
It's
stuff.
crazy, yeah.
Awesome.
And they've obviously just turned a soundstage into this thing. But it must be when you can flood. That's why I was sort of like, this
Right,
would surely
okay.
be the Bond soundstage. But it's obviously somewhere where you can. I mean, I could be wrong. Someone will probably correct me. I mean, this kind of has. I think Stamper was supposed to have more there about like feeling like pleasure and pain, or like he had some sort of.
Oh, I was going to kinky thing.
He was a bit, he was a bit rewired so that it gave him pleasure or whatever. Which obviously they then really lean into with Robert Carlyle in the next one, where it's like he can't feel pain. I put those lipsticks on the bottom of the berm. That's really weird production design. Obviously, that I guess is what primers look like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they just look like sort of like red tipped little like doll lipstick.
I put these dog erections on the bottom of the bum.
I'm assuming that's what they are.
I never seen anything like this before.
But she told me to do it, so I guess
I cut these off Tramp's dogs.
Cut them off Tramp's dogs. Fuck them and their stupid faces.
He's about to die. Fuck them and their stupid faces.
Hey, Tramp so much.
They always want my change. They put it in a dirty little paper cup.
Hang on. He goes up to save her. Are you a tramp?
She's got the deeds to her house.
She's like, holds it up. I was like, okay.
Mortgage agreement. Okay, I'll save you.
It's a rental, but I'll let
It's
it
a
go.
rental. Technically a house. Let me swim deeper to re-drown these tramps at the bottom.
South China Sea. Just shouldn't the train fall down as well because of the whole thing?
Train fall, crumble. This is the worst stream ever.
Drowning jam, burning Bond.
Oh fuck it!
Dear Lord.
Corner shop Bond. It's good. It's been a while since I felt a commentary go so far off the rails, like a really hard.
I think the problem, well, because with stuff like this, I've done this to death, right? I know this film like the back of my hand, and I've probably spoken about it far too much. So it's kind of like, wow, you pays your money, you take it.
Right. I feel like I can't remember if I owned this on tape. I know we definitely rented it. Watching it again, I'm wondering very seriously if this is the Bond movie I've seen the most. Because I remember a fuck of a lot about this.
Yeah.
I'm watching it again. Because I watched it with you guys, but I know something my brother and I used to like. And I remember the boys I lived with at uni, we used to sling this on a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it came out when I was like 13-ish, and I remember we used to put it on a lot at school. You know, because it was the Bond film of the day, right? And then World Is Not Enough came out a couple of years later, but this was, it just was in that sweet spot, I think. I don't know if it was just our generation and that time, but and they had more impact. I just don't think, even Bond films can't really have the same impact that they
There's a lot of white noise now, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of white noise out there, and with the Marvel thing going on, and I'm not having a go at that, but yeah.
I will.
yes, but I will.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're being...
fucking tramps! Well, obviously this ends with the K.D. Lang song, and I won't go on about that anymore, but yeah, that, suffice it to say, I think is the better theme for this film.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to be, right? It's what it's woven throughout the score. David Arnold wrote it, K.D. Lang sang it. K.D. Lang... No offense to Sheryl Crow, but K.D. Lang's a better singer than Sheryl Crow.
Of course, Sheryl Crow.
And then it's kind of like, and then they just at the last minute went, no.
No.
Sexy Sheryl Crow is better than you. And so, yeah. Which I think is a shame, because I do think this is a better song, but there you go.
There you go.
But there you go. So the end credits.
My body hurts from laughing. I had my fun, and that's all that matters.
James Atkinson does say Skyfall was massive in 2012, which is true.
That is true.
Did hit. But that was more of a sort of part of the kind of London Olympics, that kind of stuff that was going on. But you're not wrong. The song was big. The film was big. Yeah, true. Very true. Still the highest grossing Bond film, I think.
Oh, what? Of all?
Skyfall, yeah.
Oh, I've got Skyfall. Yes, of course.
Yeah. This wasn't. This took a downturn from Gournay, but that's because it came out. It got hit by Titanic. Ironic.
Yes, ironically.
Titanic was the iceberg that most films hit.
Yeah, I was going to say the Titanic sunk the iceberg in this case.
Yeah.
If you mean. Okay, sorry, I just saw something I want to read, but I lost it. No Time to Die Homeless. Steve Allen. Oh, that was it. James Atkinson says, feels like 90 minutes, but actually 2 hours. Yeah, it's breezy.
This one.
Yeah, it's breezy. I really liked Skyfall at the time.
Oh, Skyfall, yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? Fucking anything else? The Roger Deakins of it all.
Yeah,
you know, that's so amazing.
That was my favourite bit about doing it, was that Roger Deakins actually shot me acting. What?
Steve Allen has asked me to read Menko Monti's Bond film.
Right.
And it's The Spy Who Drowned Me. Oh, fuck me. Come on.
Yeah.
Bum raker, says TM2YC. It got a bit of an American flavour. I like it.
Cooler shaker, bum maker.
But nobody bums me better. Nobody bums me quite as good as you.
Baby, you're the best.
Clang-a-lang.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me.
Don't know what happened there, but that's about right. Shall I? I'm going to go and get another drink.
Okay, do that.
And then do we want to?
We'll hang on for a wee
more.
bit. Boys and girls.
Let's talk more about jam.
Don't talk like that. James Bond will kick the door in. Drown us.
Do you live here?
Show me. Proof of address. Carrying
a temporary dwelling.
Carrying a bucket of water. I'm not always near canals, you know.
With like a laminated fiver at the bottom of it. Anyway, right, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, gang. We back. So I need to catch my breath. Fucking Jesus, I've been laughing. There's Duncan's arse on the stream. Look at his bum. I'm 40 next year. Never mind. So I just get the chat open here. So yeah, good to be back. This was a fun one. I think the main issue, we come out with Hellraiser and it kind of went a bit fucko. The main issue I've had is I just didn't have decent broadband, and I now got decent broadband, so we can get back to doing stuff on the regular. So we're gonna do that. Grave Nash, how's it going, lads? Any thoughts on James Cameron's controversial return to the Terminator series? Cheers. Oh, okay. yeah, I don't know, like Cameron coming back doing Terminator. I'm just like, dude, you shoot, you did your shot. You know what I mean? You shot your shot. New Year's plans, nothing particular myself, if I'm honest. Does it feel like the old time doing this sort of thing together again in the real world? Yes, it does, Worms, actually, it does. Try and do more of this. I was 9 months old when this came out, says Zachary Antle. Fuck me. Avatar, the way of water, way to get away. Yeah, it'd be nice to see more like this. Well, this space in Duncan's Garden is very good for it. It's a bit experimental tonight, because I had to bring the minimum I could bring. So I bought for some. I don't know why this is strobing, because you guys can see it flashing, but it actually isn't in real life. That's so weird. I had to schlep kind of the most I could carry up from Brighton today to do this, because we could do this and light it really nicely. I like the Beavis and Buttheadness of this setup. It's very good. And yeah, I don't know. We've not really done many commentaries together next to each other, because we used to do commentaries together on the same sofa all the time, which creates this energy. But it's been a real while, and you never watched us on camera recording those. And I think a lot of today was silly riffs and not much interaction with the chat, which I do apologise for. But yeah, it definitely gives a different kind of vibe, I think. The man with the golden bum, says John Smith. No more Terminator, please, says Andrew K. Yeah, it's a good shout. Next Avatar is coming out at the same time as Sonic Movie 3. Okay. Since you moved, do you live closer or further from Duncan, says Brian? Significantly further. Well, yeah. Yeah, we used to live like 30 or 40 miles apart. Now we live about 120 miles apart, because I've moved to the sunny south coast of England. So it's quite a stretch further, sadly. Oh, Jesus. I'm a nerd for the craftsmanship of Duncan's shed. Looks class. Yeah, it's fucking great, man. Like, you can't see what I can see. We did the review he did of his review of what was the cave movie you did a review of?
13 Lives.
13 Lives. We did that over there at that desk. Ian's just complimenting the setup of the man cave here.
That was in the summer when because we did that like late at night, the doors open.
Yeah, it was warm. I was really, really pleased with the lighting on that for something like I used these two lights here, and I did that real quick. And then your practical on the desk over there.
Yeah.
They're really quick. I'm actually quite physically exhausted by the process of doing this. I was laughing so much. Which I'll take. They might sound self-indulgent, but fuck it, it's what we're here for.
Yeah. Welcome.
Christ.
Well, it's good to be back in a way.
Well, people were saying, I think Worms, I can't remember, just said, does it feel like old times to be doing it again in the same space? Because we do see each other a fair bit, don't we, through work, but we don't do this kind of stuff together much anymore in the same room.
Yeah, I mean, this year we've done a bunch of stuff, haven't we? But yeah, it's not been. It's just been hard to sort of remain consistent. I think that's been the.
I think my move and now the good broadband, that seals it, and we're back. As far as I'm concerned, and that's going to be good for my gaming streams as well.
Cool.
And it also helped dial Ivan in, because he's still up for gaming stuff, because that was a kind of fun little corner of Valverde. It was when Ivan and I's weird little drunken Saturday night gaming escapades were always fun.
Just like chiming in on those randomly.
A wild Duncan Casey appears. Yeah. No, yeah. I think it's just get the momentum back. It's nice to be back in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I was just saying, because really we don't do it anymore, because we even record the commentaries remotely, but we used to do all the commentaries together on a sofa, but they never watched us do it live. And I felt we didn't interact with the chat as much, because there was too much corner shop bants going on.
This is the thing as well, like, because I guess we don't miss it in the same way, because like we do this period, like we'll be travelling to Austria, like, you know what I mean? And so all day it's just like this.
Fucking stood like around in a train station laughing about something that looks like a pub.
Laughing at Nicky Lauda's airline, or, you know, something that looks like a bum.
Fucking hell, like
that's true. Bum.
There's always something. The thing is, like, when we went to Austria, that's when we conceived of just doing Gordon Ramsay voices, and we must have been the most insufferable cunts in the whole world, because it was just like drinking in the airport bar, and it's like
the flight got delayed by like 4 hours.
Oh God, yes,
sat
we
around
drinking, and then drank on the plane.
I mean, come on,
fuck me, yes, sweetheart, yeah. National dish, more like national disaster. Fuck me, Should have gone to Specsavers. Come on, Gino.
Yeah. Come on, Gino. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Done. Keep the heat high.
Strawberry, blackcurrant, marmalade, all jams.
Keep the flavours robust.
Robust. James Bond, jam jar. Yes. Fuck me.
Elliot Carver's organic jam.
So imagine sitting next to that for a fucking flight across across the English Channel.
Like
and
I thought
thinking
I
how
would save some
delighted
money
you'd be.
and fly on Nicky Lauda's airline.
Nicky
God rest his
Lauda's.
soul, but you are disrespecting him with your Gordon Ramsay.
The dead Nicky Lauda's airline with his planes that looked like they were going to fall to pieces.
Yeah, but you know what? I spent a week in Stansted doing this filming, and which is really
Are you allowed to talk about that?
interesting.
Exciting, I think. You know.
Yeah. Oh God. Right. So it is quite exciting. I can't say really what it is, but
Doctor Strange 3.
yeah, it does involve someone from Doctor Strange. So there is that.
Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch was
Benedict
there.
Cumberbatch,
But no,
yeah.
I'm just being a dick.
Right. But anyway, I can't say what it is. But we were there, and it's. I was just saying to Richard today, like it's. So we were walking through the film. So it was a rehearsal essentially. It was a week-long rehearsal of the film. But the real shoot's going to be in February. I've just been summoned for fucking jury service in February, so I'm going to have to try and get out of that. Or put it off and do it again another time. All day long, fucking louder planes coming in and out. Wow. It's just like, wow, that fucking...
Yeah, fair. Like, that's... I don't know. Like, so the dead F1 driver, Nicky Lauda, has an airline called Lauda Airlines. He doesn't have anything because he's dead.
Ryanair bought it.
Ryanair bought it, and he used to personally fly some of the aircraft. And we got on this Lauda flight. Let's see, what's Stansted, right? Where it from?
Yeah.
To Austria. And... fuck, man. Like, that plane was not looking good. And I took a plane in Bolivia. I know a shit plane, and that's not even that shit in comparison. But like, that plane was just like, that gave me heebie-jeebies, man.
It did me as well, and it just made those weird noises like that. I was like, what is that?
Someone wanking off a chimp.
Oh, that's the landing chimp. What? He's got to climax before we land.
He's wanking and cranking to get the landing gear down.
It's so weird. It's like when a plane makes that noise. Because, you know, this is like obviously a plane that's been sort of put back into service after a lot. I don't know. I mean, look, it got us there and back, and it was fine, really.
But it did that thing where the fuselage, right? It's probably just the plastic plates on the inside, but like when it took off, the whole thing just went. And it's like, well, it shouldn't do that.
I know.
Oh, it's a plane.
And like one of the flaps was a bit wobbly. As we were going down the runway, it was going to.
Really tall buildings are designed to sway in the wind. Well, I do now, and I didn't want to. Thanks.
Yeah, that was weird. Supergirl Surprise asked me if I have a favourite Roger Moore Bond movie, and says hers or his is mine is The Man with the Golden Gun, except for the whistle with the car doing the barrel roll. Yeah, agree. Yeah, I do like The Man with the Golden Gun a lot. Again, gets a lot of shit, but I think it's actually a really good film. Favourite Roger Moore film? I mean, I love Moonraker. Spy Who Loved Me is just sort of too easy. I don't know. I just think they're all really good fun to watch. I don't really.
What's your opinion on Live and Let Die?
I like it a lot. You know, it's very odd compared to it's.
That's the one I liked when I was a kid because I think it just had the most essentially fantasy in it. So when I was 10, I was like, oh, it's magic, and
when it has the occult in it, which you then sort of assume must be part of Bond, and it's like never
let's never mention this again.
Yeah.
The one where he gets the Necronomicon or whatever.
That's that insane boat chase in the middle as well.
Yes.
It's just like,
Really
cool.
crazy. Those are the ones. When I was a kid, I loved Roger Moore Bond.
Yeah, I mean, I still do.
They're kind of kid friendly, I think.
In this era where we're not supposed to, everything has to be taken deadly seriously. It's like,
when you're fucking 8, like Doctor No's boring, so you just don't understand it.
Yeah.
But when you see the silly man do the funny spy things and say the funny words, like it's different. And we grow up and you kind of understand more what's going on and what the different things are doing and stuff. So when I was little, I just loved Roger Moore, and I used to love to watch those on ITV in the afternoon, like Sundays.
Well, they felt very episodic as well, because obviously he did a big run of them. He did 7, and it was kind of like
You see the longest running, not highest number of films.
Yeah, he did until Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig broke his like the length of his tenure,
but not the girth.
No, not the girth, but not the number of films. Yeah, he did 7. But Connery did 7 if you include Never Say Never Again, which
Okay, that's a whole discussion.
yeah,
I didn't realise he'd kind of matched it
yeah,
more than Craig, which I didn't realise.
yeah. Craig only did 5, but he did them over a very long period of time. Yeah.
Okay, just checking some chat. Fuck me, my brain. What I did, so I accidentally left my fucking laptop at Mark's house yesterday. Someone said this earlier on my community post, and I can forget who it was, so I apologise. They said, "Why don't you play the leaked GoldenEye remake after the movie?" And I would have done that, except my laptop is in London. Because we could have busted it out.
Yeah,
we were going to do it when the GoldenEye stream went tits up. Do you remember?
Yeah. We were going to play Erica, weren't we? Past us.
I've still got my copy of Erica, yeah, so we should. Oh, is that Steve Allen? Was that a new one? Or?
Yeah, £5 he sent.
Steve, you've been very generous tonight, mate. Thank you.
He said, what? And it's him, and he's falling. And you think, oh no, James Bond's going to die. Alan Partridge. Very good.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Oh, Christ.
Oh, I've got to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I did not sleep last night. The fucking wind was a galing around, and it was just I couldn't sleep.
Man, you should. So, like, my new flat is on the seafront. Fuck, like just everything is sideways. It's just like, all hours and then there's like, if you go out to the street, like you got because the door that leads out of my block, like out to the road, opens kind of perpendicular to the sea,
right?
So it's kind of cloud. It's like you try to open it and you're just like, it's fucking crazy. The winds down there and the rain. You get these insane thunder and lightning storms over the ocean, and because we can see the sea, it's amazing.
That's pretty cool, though.
So it's really, because when it's hot and sunny, it's hot and sunny, but when it's nuts, it's nuts.
We had that. My wife's work has a static home by the sea, and that's part of, it's a bit cheesy, but that you can rent it cheap, basically. You can go stay in it, and we did that in the summer. And it was kind of cheesy, and I was like, oh, this is really not me. But then when you get in it and you shut the door behind you, it's like, oh. And then you walk into and you've got a nice sort of living area. And then all you've got is the sea, and you're on like a cliff, and you can see the sea. And you can hear the sea go, yeah, oh my God. I slept in there rather than the bedroom because I just want to hear the sea.
Oh, you wait.
And then we had a thunderstorm.
Yes.
Came overhead and went out to sea, and it was just like this glorious, like, thing going off. It's amazing.
My old flat with my bedroom, I could catch thunderstorms. The new I can't wait until it settles down. I can sleep in the front room with the window open, with listen to the sea.
Yeah.
Like, because you can hear it, like, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's been really wild at the moment, but you just can't have the window open because it would just go blam like in the middle of the night, and you'd have a living room full of rain. I do want to do. We got a balcony, and I want to do a stream from the balcony one night. I think that'd be quite fun in summer. Maybe do another music radio show like I did the video game music. Do that on the balcony when it's warm. Which is going to be in the future, because it sure as shit ain't now.
No. This is that time of year. I'm just like, get it the fuck over with, will you? Like, I don't mind autumn, but this is just ridiculous. And then it's just going to get worse before it gets better. Like, like January, February, probably March is going to be shit. And then
I used to have this. What would happen now is I'd go into like loads of tour guiding for a few months. That doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, because all those companies died under COVID. So. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to be left alone in January. That'd be lovely. Just a bit of a breather would be very, very nice.
Yeah. I think January's going to be quiet, but I just really hope... I know it sounds awful, but I just need to get out of this jury service.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to fuck my whole, career, really. So I got big opportunities and you're going to fire them out.
Yeah, please fucking don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could just go like, well, if you make me do it, I'm going to just say guilty the whole time and not do it properly. So you may as well not.
One sec. Sorry, it's kind of an emergency work thing.
Oh, okay. I'll read some chat. Chat.
I'm... should we wrap up? Bedtime. No, I don't need to go. I'm just tired.
Okay.
I read it. I just shoot that text, and it's like, oh, that looks a bit like someone's gone. you have to come immediately and perform some surgery.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like, dude, I'm not sending that to you till next week.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
we ready to wrap up?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to
That's
be
all right.
abrupt.
Fuck you, I'm going.
Cool.
Are we going to go? We talked about doing, Star Trek.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry if you live to regret that.
I will, but
I'd be see,
I'd rather that than die.
as a starting point, because you've seen the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, right?
yeah.
So you know who the characters are.
Yeah.
Right? I'd be really interested to see your reaction to just Star Trek 2. That's the one I'd get you to watch first.
I think I started watching that once.
No, that's
but
not
never,
good.
But never really. But not because I don't know why. I just didn't. I couldn't finish it. It wasn't that I didn't want to or anything.
The first one is stodgy.
Yeah.
The second one's really swashbuckling, and it's like
Right.
I view that. What I think is interesting about the second one is like the second one is an easy one to just pick up and watch, and it's directed by someone who didn't like Star Trek particularly,
Right.
in Nicholas Meyer.
Okay.
So I'd be quite interested to see if you just got swept up along and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you tried and you didn't, but
No,
anyway.
I honestly,
Yeah.
I can't remember why, but there was like it was. I put it on because it was on, but we had to go out or something.
Okay,
So it wasn't like I had to
I
stop
just
with
felt like I would really, really like if
Or my wife came downstairs and told me to turn it on.
right. I'm not saying like I want you to fucking love it, but I'd be really pleased if you just enjoyed it in a way. It's like, oh, I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah.
Not I'm a Star Trek fan now, but like I enjoyed that. It was a good movie.
I'm not a Star Trek fan. That's one of those things. It's like it's a bit of a joke that I play with.
Yeah. Well, I
never
do a
really
similar
watched-
thing with the Bond stuff.
Yeah, I liked the J.J. Abrams ones / Justin Lin, and I liked Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah.
And
Amazing.
I liked.
Deep Space Nine was the best Star Trek probably.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid watching that a lot. I don't remember a lot about it, but I did really enjoy it.
It's fucking Deep Space Nine was amazing.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
I mean, because you've seen Into Darkness, which is like a bad
Bizarro
child's play version of like
Okay.
a school play of Star Trek 2. Like,
Right,
so,
right.
anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably so. But then also, are we having people vote for streams again?
We're supposed to be. Yeah, it's been a bit difficult to kind of
Vote for Wrath of Khan.
vote for it. Come on, motherfucker.
Well, we did talk about doing like you could do a poll where you vote for a Bond or you vote for a Star Trek.
That's true.
Well, that could be a good. If
Well,
it suddenly becomes that our audience only ever votes for one franchise, it might be a problem.
Well, what we could do is we'll do Wrath of Khan next, since that'll even the playing
Even the
field.
score, yeah.
And then we can sort of set that up, do a vote for it. But I bet then it will get a bit samey, I suppose, because it'll all just be.
Well, we don't have to do it forever. It's something to.
We'll have to have a Terminator, palate cleanser.
Uh,
we're talking about.
Predator.
Amount 00001 gives $2 and simply says queef. Queef. Okay. Oh, Shatner rug speculation is going to return. Yes, baby. Okay. I have to walk across the room to end
Yeah.
the stream.
So it's going to be an awkward.
This is an awkward shuffle. The technology will improve, we swear. Okay. Are we ready to sign off?
Yeah.
Okay, my lovelies. We're going. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.